right, what is going on, everybody? How are y'all doing tonight? I am Thrifty, the aggressively average gamer, whatever you want to call me. We are back with another episode of the Gaming Den, and as you can see by the thumbnail, I'm tired. I have been tired. Everything is up 1 minute, down the next. PlayStation's amazing. PlayStation sucks. Xbox exclusives are back. Xbox exclusives are gone. They've hired another dude that hates gaming. Why did they do this? Oh my goodness. Hey, Forza's great. It's a lot. And depending on how you take it, depending on how you look at it, it can get very exhausting. Especially if you subscribe to Blue Sky or X or hell, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, social media in general. Ooh, it can get super exhausting. So, tonight we're going to handle some of these topics. We're going to have a good time with it. But man, the Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde crap that goes on with the fan bases, PlayStation in specific, is absolutely wild. We are so up and hyped 1 minute and then F you Sony the next minute. It's freaking crazy. On some level it does make me wonder how Xbox was able to train so many people to always just be groveling at their knees. I don't get it. But the only thing consistent is inconsistencies. That's right. The only constant is change, is another way to say that. Tonight's topics are as follows. I changed one of the articles, if you're in the Discord, because it was forcing us to allow ads, and they can kiss my rear end. So we are going to be using this one. It's about the price hike on PlayStation Plus, Extra, Essential, and Premium tiers, what you can do about it, what you cannot do about it, and I'm tired too, hell. What's up, Henry? Me too. What you can do about it, what you can't do about it, you know, it's a lot of sensationalism on this one, and it's kind of humorous because I just cancel your subscription. Like, if you're pissed, stop. Just stop. If you keep going, you're just gonna keep making yourself mad. Like, it's that Michael Jordan meme. Get some help. Call your wife. Like, it's anyways. The next thing we're gonna talk about is not this. Hang on. Why is that there? Here we go. This one. Xbox expands leadership team with major hires. Woo! Yay! Who'd they hire? Some guy named Scott Van Villet. Villet? Sure. SVV is what we're going to call him from this point forward. And so we're going to just talk about this dude. It's wild to me with the talk of that was all last week about they're getting exclusives. She's going to bring them back. It's going to be amazing. You just watch it, guys. Forza's not coming. Fable's not coming. Okay, sure. Now you get this guy who has, we'll get to him later. So that's interesting. And then we also have a State of Play coming on June 2nd. Here in a minute we will be... Hey, Will, yes, here in a minute we will be getting Will in here. Really excited to talk about this. Super excited for the games. If you're not going to be excited about all the showcases coming up, please take that mess somewhere else. I'm excited. I'm ready to see some games. I'm ready to see what some stuff looks like, and I'm excited. So we're going to talk about that. And then we are going to talk about the PlayStation account hacks, because my goodness gracious. This one is one that I can stand with gamers on in full rage and pissed offness. Because this is frustrating. It's not even like they hacked through 10 firewalls either. This was a damn employee effed up. Anyways, so we're going to get into that, and they need to change their policy on some stuff, but that's messed up. All right, so with all of that being said, hit that like button, subscribe if you have not already. We do this show every Wednesday night at 7:40 or 8:45. Whew, Lord Jesus. I don't even know what time it is. But let me bring in the guy who you're here to talk to, who you're here to interact with, and who you're here to see. His name is Will 777JP. What is up, dude?
Yo, what is up, man? What's up, gamers? I'm good, Thrifty. How are you?
Man, I'm really excited. We have the summertime coming, man. We got all the shows, we got all the hype for this next 6 months. I'm so excited.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be first off, we got a lot of great topics tonight, and secondly, yeah, gaming became real for me today. We'll talk a little bit about why today, but yeah, the next couple months are busy, busy, busy.
So, I've been really enjoying talking about like a gaming topic before we actually dive into all the other stuff. So, I thought we would talk about the games that we've been playing recently, and one thing that really stood out about that title. So, like for me, it's Soros is the title I've been playing, Soros and Coffee Talk. But the thing that really stood out to me was something in Soros, and it was how much the more I played the game, the more I absolutely hated Arjan as the main character. Like, absolutely, utterly despised him by the end of it. I have not gone back for the perfect ending because I don't want him to get any kind of redemption or solitude or anything. I want him to be miserable for the rest of his life. So, I've beat the game like 3 or 4 times, but I have yet to not take over as king. Like that. Oh.
So that's a thing that can happen. I didn't know. I haven't beaten it yet,
dude. Oh, you need to play it. It's so good. The fights are amazing. Anyways, but that was one thing that stood out to me was just how much I started and I really enjoyed the character, and then how much it just completely derailed.
Mm-hmm. Well, I got something like that. I mean, it's a little bit broader, but I started playing Yakuza 0 Director's Cut a couple last week actually, but I really went heavy on it this week. And something this game did for me, it reminded me a lot of old games because this is an old game. They just gave it the fresh coat of paint treatment. Is how much you can really do, and not just how much you can really do, is the quality of the things you can do. Like in Yakuza, of course, the mini games are famous, but they are games within a game. And I know that's like literally the definition of a mini game, but the thing that I'm trying to explain are two completely different things. For example, I would consider going to the batting cages a mini game. I would consider playing a racer in the game a mini game. But then they apply the mini game thing into the main game in a completely different way. For example, you play as, I forget the name of the character, but he now can buy real estate and upgrade the buildings and assign security, assign a building manager, and that will give you money, which the money itself could be used to purchase more real estate or invest in yourself as a character. So they turned that mini game into something that you can continue to play around with, and it's part of the actual main campaign of the game. So it's very cool how they did that. And I've been thinking the last couple days, just like, wow, I can't remember the last time I played a modern game that had something similar to that. And when I think back to my childhood, I remember so many different types of games doing something similar. So I feel like we've lost out on some things that were really cool back then for a more empty feeling kind of side quest that we see in today's game. But yeah, so that's something that I've really been appreciating lately, playing Yakuza, that took me back to my younger gaming days.
That's awesome, man. I love it when a mechanic or when something like a story element like just really like it's all gaming doesn't necessarily surprise me much anymore. Does that make sense? Like I've played a lot of games in my life. I have been through a lot of games. I've beaten several. It's like I've seen the storylines. I've played traditionally story-based games, so there's only so many different ways you can set up a bad guy, so many twists and turns. So like when something just catches me, it feels good. It feels like, dang, the writers did great. Or
yeah.
Oh man, that gameplay was so refreshing. What what was so cool about it? I can't really put my finger on it, but something about it was just so good. It's like the combat in Stellar Blade. Something about it was just good. And it was really, it is one of those things that stood out. So love talking about stuff like that. What other games have you been playing right now?
I've been playing mainly Yakuza. I started playing Grand Blue Fantasy Relink again.
Okay.
Tuesday night with the boys, we played some Alien Fireteam Elite, and that was a lot of fun. I tried to get them to play it again, but Henry is the only one that shut us down. So fuck off, Henry. And then I tried Mixtape, because the whole controversy with the 10 out of 10, and so I just, you know me, I like to play shit for myself and try it out. But honestly, I've maybe got like 2 hours into Mixtape since I got it, and or 3 hours, and I just don't really have the want to go back into it. But those are some of the games I've been playing this week. I've basically been stalling for time because Lego Batman comes out, and then I also ended up buying Yoshi and the Mysterious Book, which actually came to me today.
Okay. Now, that is Switch 2, so
Yeah.
What kind of game is that?
Well, it's a platformer.
Okay.
But it's kind of like I only played a few minutes, but basically there's a book that you kind of hop in to explore these different levels, and you kind of gotta, like, there's a picture they show you, and you go on the level, you kind of learn about the thing that they show you in the book. So that's all I know about it so far, but it's basically a platformer.
Interesting. Okay. Cool. I didn't know if it was like a 3D title, or if it was like a Super Mario Wonder style, or what it was. So
yeah, it's like a side scroller kind of platformer. Kind of like a Super Mario World type of deal.
Nice. What's up, Josh? How are you doing?
At least from what I've seen. It could open up to something completely different. I don't know. I just, I don't know shit about the game. I just got it because I got it for cheap, and I love Yoshi. Like I said in my Will It Play with No Internet video, if you remember, you can see it now. If you're not, it'll come out on Monday. But I said Yoshi is basically the best friend I never had. So anything with Yoshi, I'll buy.
Yeah, I've always enjoyed Yoshi. He's always been a good character. Like, the games that he has usually aren't the best, but he's usually always been a good character. So, okay, let's see.
My bad, bro. Yeah,
no, that's fine. I was like, okay, that's cool.
I was out of Nintendo for decades. You know what I mean?
I know. That's why it's weird hearing you like talk about like actually getting a game on release. That was like, I was like, whoa, wait a second.
Well, another, I'm gonna be honest. Like, the money was the motivator, but the fact that it was Yoshi topped it off for me. I'll give you guys into a little secret, if in case you guys didn't know, but the so Nintendo switched up that pricing, right? For physicals, $10 more than the digital. Well, Walmart, they've been price matching on the digital price. So instead of paying the extra 10 for physical, you can pay it for the digital price. And since Walmart does it, Amazon has been following suit and price matching them. Well, nothing you have to do. You just go to the store right now and buy it for that price. But what I've noticed is after the game comes out, Amazon's usually the first one to hike the price back up to whatever the physical price is. So it's actually one of the few times that is, well, especially with Nintendo, they don't really discount their games to begin with. So the earlier you get in at the cheaper price, the better, because obviously pricing with Nintendo, doesn't go down. But then Yoshi, and I haven't played a Yoshi game since Yoshi's World. So I was like, you know what? Let's start here and see what happens.
That's awesome, man. I got bad news this week, so I'm thinking about buying a game on Steam, which I haven't played a game on my on my PC in a while. But Wandering Sword got delayed for the PS5 again until January 2027, so January of next year. But the thing is, you can go get it on Steam right now, and it's $25. So I'm super close to getting that, just because that was supposed to be my next game that I played. So yeah, there are it's nice expanding to platforms that we either A, haven't been to in a while, or B, haven't ever been on. It opens up gaming, which is what it's all about. JB does price match. Hero, that sucks. Why did you... What? Amazon Australia has stopped processing matching. I've stopped buying from them. Oh. Oh, wow. Yeah, I didn't know that Walmart did price matching still. But Will, you said you don't have to bring in an ad or anything. It just they do it on like the back end, like the corporate end.
No, yeah, they just offer the price at the digital price already. Like it's not like you go in there and say, "Hey, I found the game over at Amazon. Can you guys do it for the same price?" No, you don't gotta do none of that. They just been offering it.
Okay, well, cool. Hey guys, if you're in the market for some games, now you can go get them cheaper if you're looking for.
Yeah,
those.
I pre-ordered Star Fox for the $10 cheaper. I even got the Splatoon game $10 cheaper. So those are 3 games, and I got those through Amazon. I didn't get them through Walmart. But either way, they're $10 cheaper than going to like Best Buy or something like that.
Man.
And yeah, Warrior 64, which I think a lot of you guys know who he is. He'll tweet. That's how I found out. He'll tweet it out whenever the pre-orders go up, and he'll let you know the price is what it. You know what I mean? He'll so you'll be informed.
Yeah, like where it is and how much each place is.
Yep.
Yeah. He's done that before with like controller releases. Like you can find it at Target for this price, Walmart for this price, GameStop, Best Buy, so on and so forth. So, you know, it's interesting that we were talking about pricing because that's a lot of what today is going to be about. The pricing, we hear it all the time. Everything's getting more expensive. Utilities go up, cost goes up, companies all the time, my company, Will's company, every company out there, when utilities go up, they charge more.
Mine actually went down.
Well, there you go. Ours had to go up this last year. We haven't had to take a price increase for years, and finally we had to go up on our service contracts.
Oh yeah, we're killing it right now because of that price drop on everything. It's been insane.
Yeah, we have not seen that where I'm at.
But it's not because prices dropped. It's because we said, you know what? Instead of making 30% profit, we'll make 29.5% profit. But that's the thing with pricing is that these people don't get it, or the business world. Now, I'm not talking video games specifically, but we've seen time and time and over again, well, they'll lay off and they'll fire thousands of people, not because they're losing money, just because they want to make more profit than they made the previous year. So goodwill goes a long way, man. So when we get into the PlayStation discussion, we'll get into that more specifically. But my company is suffering from success right now because of it. Because people are like, oh shit, you're right. Everybody is going up. And that's the first thing we say. When I make a sales call, it's like, I know everybody else is going up in price, but we're actually going down. And that automatically catches their attention. And even if it's just a tad bit, which is what we're doing, it's been working wonders for the last 6 months.
Yeah, we took a price increase, and everybody else still tells us we're the cheapest. So it's
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, it's because we're still independently owned. We are owned by one family. And because of that, we don't deal with a lot of the same crap that other places who have multiple owners have to deal with, or are owned by a huge conglomerate have to deal with. Those places tend to actually pay a little less because of how much overhead they have. It's the same thing like when we talk about with Sony and their studios and why their studios have to like hit such like larger sales targets, or why their budgets are so overblown. Well, it's because they have all that freaking overhead they got to pay for. So when you get into like these big conglomerates like Comfort Cooling or any of these others that are out there, they own so many places that when you go in there, you make way less normally than you do at a mom and pop, because they don't take care of you as well. And they also usually charge the customers more.
Yep. It's bigger or different expenses. It's like McDonald's isn't the biggest fast food chain in the world. McDonald's is the biggest landowner in the world, I don't know if that's true, but they got a lot of land basically where you can easily convert it from a freaking fast food joint to freaking real estate. Which how much land they own.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like when you let's just get into it. So the thing that we're talking about right here, or the reason why we got on pricing is because of this right here. PlayStation Plus Essential got a price hike. Premium and Extra also got a price hike. The original rumor leak / whatever was that Plus Essential was going to get a price hike. $1 for the 1 month subscription, $3, essentially $1 a month, $12 more a year, no matter how you sliced it. Didn't affect the yearly, and then come to find out it actually affects the monthly and quarterly on Essential, Premium, and Extra. Which, by the way, if you still have Premium in the year of our Lord 2026, get rid of it. Like, I don't know why you have it. There's not much extra you get on there unless you're just a super uber fan of the trials.
Well, you do get streaming, so if you got the portal, that's a big deal. And also, you get
that's true.
well, you get streaming. But if you're catching that, like for example, I caught it. Me and Nelson, we caught it on Black Friday. RPG2, I think his came later, but we got it for like $105 or something like that, $110.
During
so when you're
one
comparing
of
one of the sales,
yeah.
But yeah, I agree with you. Absolutely. I mean, look, you can still connect your portal to the PS5. You just won't get the
Yeah, you just won't get cloud streaming.
Yeah. Sorry
Which,
to cut you off there.
No, you're good. Fun fact, you can actually just upgrade that shit on the fly, too. That's what I did when we went to Florida. I just upgraded it on the fly when I was in Florida, and I had like 18 days left on my subscription. And I was like, yeah, I'll go to Premium for a week or two. And I did, and then came back home, and now it's the only reason I have Essential now, or have Extra right now, is because Josh and I are still needing to beat Space Marine, and so I want to keep it. But now I'm in the part where I'm like, crap. At this point, I should just buy Space Marine 2 and cancel my subscription because I don't keep it anyways. But that's neither here nor there. The fact is they went up on their price. And Will, you posted a short, I believe, that talked about this very thing. They just posted record profits. They just did all this other stuff. And now they're going up on their price. Granted,
on Twitter,
it's $1. So that can be what that can be. And it's $1 on the two subscription models that are the least subscribed to. Josh and I were talking about this last night. Well, not last night, but Tuesday. I think it's like 70 or 80% of the people who are subscribed, or like I think they've said that most of the people subscribed to PlayStation Plus are subscribed on the yearly side of it anyways. So it's not even affecting the full 45 or 47 million that are on PS Plus.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, so what's your take on this? Because this is, at the end of the day, it's $1. So there is a principle to it that, like, man, stop going up. Y'all just posted record profits. Yeah. That's bullshit. But the other side of it is, I mean, so a few weeks back, I think a Nate was on here. It was a Nate and Morgan, and we were talking. They brought up Nelson, and so we were talking about him a little bit. And I was talking about when PlayStation did a lot of their bullcrap a few months back, how Nelson was like gonna leave PlayStation. He was done with it. Didn't want to support him. Didn't this or that. And I said, but yet he still has all of his PlayStation stuff, still buys games on his PlayStation, does all this. And he types in the chat, he goes, where am I going to go? So, like...
Well, not just that. Nelson did make changes. He also buys physical now. He doesn't buy...
Oh, sure.
I don't want to say he doesn't buy any digital, but he does buy weight, like 90% weight less. So we are making changes. And...
Sure.
I'm sorry. You were saying something important. Where do we go from now?
Yeah, so like that's the other side of it. Like, where do you go from here? Because you're left with two options. One, it's either not that big of a deal and you're going to suck it up and pay the price anyways, or it is a big enough deal and you cancel your subscription and you move on with life. Or you do what I think they're trying to push more people to, like myself, and make us jump on the yearly. Instead of just pick and choose, this month I want it, this month I don't. You know? So, What do you think?
Well, I'll read my tweet that I made here real quick. It's not that long. I wrote, uh, Sony's gaming division just posted record profits and is forecasting even bigger one. Yet they're hiking PS5 prices and PS Plus short-term subs again this gen. This isn't market conditions, it's the easy way out. Squeezing the installed base instead of adding real value in a maturing console cycle, focus on bigger slash better game catalogs, more day one titles, improved features, and actual price drops over time like past gens that attracts and retains players, not more nickel and diming. And I wrote that out of anger a little bit, not because I can't afford the dollar, but number
Sure.
one, I felt misled from PlayStation. And I'm going to go ahead and read their post real quick, which is what I'm sharing while I wrote my tweet. But PlayStation says here, starting May 20th, PlayStation Plus prices for new customers will increase in select regions. Now, let me pause right there because they're saying new customers, right? So if you're a current subscriber, it doesn't affect you. But eventually you will be a new customer because your shit's going to run out.
Right.
And PlayStation doesn't allow for you to, what do you call that, stack. So yours is going to run out. And if you're trying to wait for that other sale and it doesn't match up, like for me, I think this is my last year where I fall within, because, you know, every year that you go, you push one day more. So if you re-signed up the 5th, next year the 5th is really the 6th, and then the 6th becomes the 7th, etc. You're eventually going to run out. And as soon as your day lands on that day where the sale ends, like for me, then you have no choice to buy the yearly at, or your choice is to buy the yearly at full retail, which I'm not going to spend $180 or whatever it is on premium. So I'm going to go down to the base and pay month to month that I can get until I can get another yearly discount. But so we'll all become members, is what I'm trying to say eventually. And then they say, due to ongoing market conditions. Market conditions is such a generic term now that it is infuriating. It's one thing if they explain specifically what their expense is, but PlayStation doesn't care about communicating anything with you, let alone anything serious. We saw this with the DRM issue a couple weeks ago. We're seeing this now with the current hacking of accounts that's been happening for a while, but because we had one of the big one of the big people in the gaming space make us think about it. Now people are a little bit more aware, as they should be. But just the word market conditions is so freaking generic. When I think of market conditions, I specifically think, okay, cost of materials is going up. The cost to build the PS5 or the controllers or to make the games, all that stuff's going up. I can understand that. But when you're talking about a subscription service, it's like, whoa, I understand there's a ton of cost behind it, but for the consumers, it feels more like a thing that's in the air, right? Like internet, in a way. So when they say market conditions, it just rubs me the wrong way. Maybe I'm just being childish about it, but either way, it's the way that I feel. Then he says, or PlayStation says, prices will start at, then they list the pricing, $10.99 for the 1 month subscription and €27.99 euro, whatever, for the 3 month subscription. The price changes does not apply to current subscribers except in Turkey and India unless the existing subscription changes or lapses. Now, the one thing that pissed me off outside of the other things that pissed me off about this is that based on this post, we all thought that it was just the base tier, right? The what's it
Right.
called? The entry,
The essential.
like the essential. Like that's what we all thought, because normally when they do price changes for everything, they list the new prices for everything. They didn't do that here. And then people will go and say, they did say here that PS Plus prices will change. Prices is plural. Well, what they're talking about here is plural as well, which is the 1 month or the 3 month.
Right.
So there's two options. So that just doesn't justify it. So that right there lets me know that PlayStation is back on their fuck you pay me era. They are just so far ahead that there is not enough competition for them to even have the need to explain. Like, I get the feeling that one of these days PlayStation's going to come back and tell me I need to get or that I'll be willing to get a second job just to pay for PS Plus. And FYI, that did happen in real life for the PS3. But it's just annoying because $1, it's not a big deal. But then people forget there's 50 million PS Plus members roughly a month. To me, that's a lot of money. But when we're talking market conditions, it doesn't feel like $1 is enough. So because it is $1, it just makes me feel like you're nickel and diming me at this point. It's like you really don't have to, but you want to. And then when we go back to the...
But if they did $5, we'd be pissed off at that.
No, yeah, I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying enough. No amount would have not pissed us off. But
right.
It's just, $2. You know what I mean? Like,
$2.
I don't know. I think there's just a different number here.
That's the sweet spot. $2.35.
Yes,
they could have gone up,
something.
and we all would have been okay. But
the other thing too that Henry and I were talking actually is because Henry's big on features, right? What features are we getting? And I said, Henry, they still haven't even given us the 300 to 400 classic games they told us that were going to give us back when this new system started. You know what I mean? And he brought up the streaming, and I was like, yeah, but for $180 a year, like that should already be part of the deal. But it would have been nice if they said, hey, I know we're increasing pricing, but here's another feature we'll give you. And I'm sure PlayStation is going to give us some more features, right? They gave us Core, which is the movie shit, and they gave us a couple other things as time went on.
All they have to do is add Crunchyroll and say it's $5 extra a month, and nobody bats an eye.
Oh, hey, I subscribed to Crunchyroll and I watched anime not like for the first time ever, because I've seen some anime like, Dragon Ball Z and stuff like that when I was younger, but I actually intentionally subscribed to Crunchyroll, and I paid $2 a month for the next 3 months, so $6 total. I'm currently on season 3 of Attack on Titans. And I'm loving it. Loving it.
I'm actually about to pick up anime myself, so it's funny you said that. I've been out of it for a long time. Like, I've been out of it since like Naruto, Cowboy Bebop, not Cowboy Bebop. Yeah, Cowboy Bebop. That's right. There was another Inu Hakusho, I believe. Like, anything that came on Toonami I was into. But like after Toonami, nothing. And so, except for Dragon Ball, I follow Dragon Ball continually, even up until Daima, which is okay. Yep. It's better than GT, but it's not nearly as good as Super. Anyways, so I want to get back into it. And from what everybody says, it's some of the best storytelling, some of the best art. AOT, that's Attack on Titan. Yeah, like there's a whole zeitgeist there. There's a whole like culture there that is pretty freaking cool. Because I get to look at really awesome artwork and just gawk at it.
Mm-hmm. Well, bro, and I didn't realize. I mean, look, we all went to school, and people have talked about video games, anime. Just the little things that they like, Pokemon cards, whatever. And it's something that interests you enough. Well, you dabble in it. But what's crazy to me now that I'm in my 30s, I went to go get my haircut last week, and my son told my barber, the first thing he said is, "Oh, Dad is watching anime now," laughing at me. My son makes fun of me for watching anime now. He's like, "You're too old." But immediately, a couple guys sitting there started recommending shit. Blah, blah, blah. And the reason I bring that up is because everywhere that I go, or whenever it gets brought up, there's always somebody there to recommend shit to me. So I got one of my notepads in my phone opened, where I have a big ass list of shit that people say, and I just write it down. Hey, if they say it's good, I'll write it down. I'll give it a watch, and if I like it, I'll continue or not. But yeah, it's really cool watching, especially some of the anime that ties to video games, and the story gets expanded, or you have a prequel or something like that. So it's pretty dope. But getting back to the PS Plus thing, we get it, man. Shit's just going up everywhere. But would it kill you to give a little goodwill? Would it kill you to just say, hey guys, we need to raise PS Plus up $1, but we're gonna hold off for a few months, try to help out as much as we can, even if it's bullshit, you know what I mean? But PlayStation just doesn't do that. They don't communicate it well, and then they give us half truths, like with the post where they increase price, making it seem like it's only on the one tier when in reality it was all three.
Yeah, no, I don't like that. There was a clear disconnect between what was revealed and what actually happened. Like, that's the part that weirds me out, because at first I was like, oh, it's just hitting those two tiers, no big, or the essential, that's fine, whatever. They're trying to make a little bit of money off of that. Okay, cool. And then today I was like, man, that really sucks. Like it's something that I can look at and just go, man, that sucks. That shouldn't have happened. But I also look at it and go, you know what? When I want to play online with my buddies, guess what? I'm going to go ahead and resubscribe to PlayStation Plus, play online, get that out of my system for about a month, and then cancel it again. Like, PlayStation doesn't get a full $80 a year out of me for their sub service anyways. So,
well, how about even better? How about they just give us a tier where it's just the internet gameplay? Don't give me 3 extra games. Don't even give me cloud save. Just give me the monthly so I can play with my friends. But they won't do that because they want you. You know, they want you to get the combo deal. They want you to pay the extra. And then they want to make you feel like you're getting a great bargain because 100%. You have access to, you know, not tutorials, but demos and whatever.
It's the cable company motto.
Cable company. Mm-hmm.
Like, it literally is the cable company motto. It's the same. It's the reason why you can't just purchase USA, TNT, TBS, and your local stations, ESPN and NFL Network. And like, you can't just a la carte that shit. No, you have to get the premium tier plus the sports package plus, because they want to give you everything, because then look how much stuff you're getting. Oh my gosh. But you're like, wait, I just wanted the one thing. Yeah, but we gave you all of this. But I just wanted the one thing. So,
yeah, like I wouldn't even, you know, and I was talking a little bit about this with the guys the other day, but I'm just like, I'm exhausted. Honestly, like I just, well, not just PlayStation, but with a lot of other things. And I'm to the point now where I'm just going to be like, you know what? I'll give up fucking online gaming. Like, I don't really like it anyways. It is fun every once in a while with the friends or whatever. But hey, if you guys want to play online with me, I'll be on PC. You know what I mean? Because it's just, I don't feel like, I don't play none of the games they have on there. I don't play none of the freaking trials. I don't even cloud save. Like, okay, that's cool, but I don't really need it. If I want to play a game, I got the save on my freaking console as is.
Yeah. I will say this.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Whoa. What's up, Nate?
Am I clear?
Yeah, you're clear. You're coming in hot. Uh-oh.
Yeah. So I don't want to derail your thought. Go ahead, because I got something here, because you know I'm hearing a lot of slander and BS in the chat, and I'm gonna set something straight.
Slander in the chat.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Because we acting like we don't know how the gaming industry works, and I'm like, no, we're not gonna do
that. Okay, Will, finish your thought, man.
Yeah,
just based on what Nate said, real quick. No, fuck yeah, we should. Let's fucking slander the shit out of them. Why not? They don't give a fuck about us. Let's fucking call them on their bullshit, even though we're not gonna do nothing about it. Even though we're going to continue to pay, even though we're still going to subscribe.
No, it's not related to this. It's not related to this.
Oh, it's not related.
That's all I have to say. But
Simmer down.
Yeah, no, but it's real. But Nate's right, because we're not really going to do shit about it. We're just going to keep paying and paying and paying. I mean, there's going to be a certain few who are going to be like, you know what, I'm out. Yep. But a lot of us are going to continue because we can't let go of COD. We can't let go of FIFA. We can't let go of Fortnite. And Fortnite's free, but you know what I mean? There's certain games that we can't let go of. Hell, me and RPG was talking about somebody is addicted to social gaming and they can't let it go, whether it's the game or the social part. We don't know, but they can't let it go, so they won't care if the price goes up to $15. They'll fucking pay it. That's it. That's my 2 piece.
That's your 2 pay.
2 cents.
2 cents. So Nate, hang on, hold tight.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because I wondered what you meant, and then I remembered, I saw you and Rachie. So take a breath. God bless, man. You and Morgan have switch about y'all.
I had to step away from the graduation for a second. The band ain't doing nothing but playing right now.
I was about to say, okay. So, you make it sound like third party does. Okay, so hold. Nate, this started because you said, I will always applaud PlayStation investing in getting games created, especially games that I want to see made when they are first, second, or third. Okay.
Yeah.
Then you said PlayStation has proven that they will support several developers outside of first party with testing, marketing priority tools, and XDev support like Stellar Blade benefited from. Then the response. Raichi said this. You make it sound like the third-party devs are stupid and can't make games by themselves, which is not what you made it sound like. Then Innate. Yeah, PlayStation needs to remove that trash and Sony, the movie service thing, and Crunchyroll. So, Innate, you're now trying to interact with what we were talking about. And then, okay, and here's your reply.
Oh yeah, I mean, I can comment on what y'all were talking about.
Yes.
Like, yes, because I agree with Will. A lot of people ain't gonna let it go. Like, and I'll tell people that 100%, right? Like, I know people who literally cannot get away from World of Warcraft. And when I say get away, I'm talking about, like, they need World of Warcraft Anonymous. Like, they literally can't stop logging into that game. They may leave it for a couple months. I'm telling you, bro. Like, I know it sounds like a joke. You know how people are like, I've been sober for 3 months, and you get the little badge. You know, like, people need that for World of Warcraft. Like, I'm telling you, bro. Like, I know people who have left it even for a year or years, and they still gotta go back. Like, it doesn't matter how long they're away, they always go back. There is something about that game. Like, and like, people think it's a joke. Like, most people don't even remember that Blizzard canceled their upcoming new revolutionary MMO. And the only reason they canceled it is because they were afraid of themselves. Because the one thing you can't do is you can't create a sunk cost fallacy on people who have not invested into that product. But World of Warcraft has people who have invested 10, 15, 20 plus years. I know people who were like children, like we were kids when they started World of Warcraft, and they still play, and they kids play, and they grandkids probably, you know, done got on the sticks at this point. Like that's how crazy it is. Like, I know people who literally, I had somebody request me to build them a $3,000 rig, and the only game she planned to install on it was World of Warcraft. So
that thing
there
can
are
run on a
definitely
toaster.
those people.
Why do you?
No, exactly.
And
But
it
it's
looks like
but when
it
they
runs on a
raid,
toaster. But go ahead.
no, it does look that way. But when they raid and stuff, it gets kind of crazy, and you know they want all the power. You know, they want unlimited power. You know, so I get it. And there's other stuff like that where people do it. I'm thankful I don't really have that problem. You know, when after Witch Queen, I quit Destiny and I never looked back. Like, it was no problem,
So,
even though I played Destiny for years.
Are you on PlayStation Plus, Innate?
Yes, I had the premium. I got it on discount.
Okay. All right. I think I might be the only person that I know who picks and chooses when I'm on it and when I'm not. Because I got tired of paying for the yearly and finding myself not using it for like 4 months, 5 months out of the year. And so that's what I recommend to people, you know?
But for me, I mean, and don't get me wrong, I wish it was free. But as far as like the cloud saves, but I use cloud saving for a bunch of other stuff other than what you're supposed to use it for. So, you know, there's a lot of ways certain games won't let you save multiple times. Other stuff, like I might want to go back after I do something or a certain decision, and I'll use the cloud save for that to push.
So you
push
can reload
out, you know,
the cloud save, and yeah, it's almost like a save state.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I use it for stuff like that. Also, I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't mind the free monthly games. You know what I'm saying? I love that program. They're not always stuff that I don't already have. And a lot of times it's usually at least one game where I'm like, oh yeah, I was kind of interested in that. I just never got around to it. Especially right now when we're getting so many great games, right?
Yeah.
You know, I got so much to play. So yeah, I am conscious of the cost. So like I said, I do time it so that it ends during their discount period. And then I usually just pick it back up on discount. So Morgan does the same thing. So yeah, it's not really an issue for me. Like, my nephew also gets extra. Now he likes extra because it has like 800 and something games in it.
Sure.
So he got extra, but even with that, you know, he has learned to curate his library because right now he beat Expedition 33, and then now he's on the last Palace for Persona 5 Royale. So you know he grew up with me. Um, yeah, because I'm raising them right over here. Like they got off that Roblox. But
Yeah.
yeah, no, I'm definitely in on it. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm conscious of the price and like everything going up. And yeah, like I know people are like the wording could be better, right? But companies don't. I don't really expect companies really to change their MO and how they speak, and things of that nature. So I expect them to say, like Will was saying, market conditions, whatever, right? Um, and I get that, because everything is going up, right? Like, I mean, I think ground beef has gone up like $3 in the past 3 weeks, like or something. Like I'm so like it's been crazy out here.
It's above
And it's not
one
cool.
1 pound of ground beef. We talked about this last week. 1 pound of ground
Mhm.
beef is more expensive than the average hourly wage in the United States of America. That's
Yep.
ridiculous. It used to be like you could get 3 pounds of ground beef for 1 hour of minimum wage work. Now
Yeah.
you can't even afford one. Oh,
Yeah, I think the pack that I got was like the pack that I got used to be like 14 with tax or something. Now it's like 18 something.
I will say this. The benefit of all these prices going up for supermarket beef and stuff is that we get farmers market beef now and we actually pay less than what we do in the grocery store. And so like
See that, and that's the alternative, right? If you got that alternative, like it's good and it makes you visit those things, and you probably get better quality, right?
oh yeah, because it's like
So
the cows are raised 30 minutes from where I live. And like
yeah, that's like the whole egg thing when the eggs went crazy.
Yep.
We found out near her mom somebody had chickens, and now we got so many eggs for $3 that I can't even cook them fast enough. So
we
yeah,
got
I know
we
what you
got
mean.
we got chickens during COVID because of that crap. We were like, we're not paying $6 for a half dozen of eggs. That's stupid.
Yeah, it was
We're,
it was insane.
because you could get like Tractor Supply would have chicks like $12 for 6 of them, and you just go pick up 6 chicks, and hey, guess what? Now in about 4 months you'll start getting some eggs. Ta-da!
Yep,
So
exactly.
it was great, but in this is a
But
stupid bullshit thing
yeah,
to talk about. This is a dumb problem to discuss. It and the reason why it's dumb is because it's not. I don't think it's going to move the needle one way or the other. It's an
hmm
ant bite that is getting scratched and into something that is turning worse than what it actually started out as. Like it
yeah,
just feels
I
like
disagree. Fuck that. Give them everything, every little inch, every little thing they do wrong. Can give them the bad publicity, give them the bad. Who gives a fuck? These people are in the top. That's like talking shit about the president or a king or the popular kid at school or like knock them down as many times as you can for the smallest shit because eventually there's gonna like even with this pricing at the time we all thought it was just the one tier. Everybody knew the other two tiers were coming. Well, guess what? They came the next day. The pricing for new customers. Well, guess what? We're all gonna end up becoming a new customer any damn way. So eventually, as we go further down the road, it's just gonna pile up. So if we don't criticize them now and have them thinking about it now, next time they go do this, they'll do it without a thought. And who knows? Maybe the
no. Well,
publicity
I
is
was
bad
just
enough.
talking about how we weren't going to just keep going on the subject and going to move on to the next topic.
Oh, my bad. I mean, the
Yeah,
money
no.
is important.
I wasn't.
I'm just saying.
I wasn't like saying we shouldn't have covered it or anything, but I was
my
like,
bad.
all right. So we've all kind of given our opinion on this. It's time to move on. We're not going to spend much more time on it.
Oh, yeah, my bad. I'll say one last thing, but look, PS Plus has got some of the best games on any subsystem. That I got PC Game Pass. PS Plus kills that. FYI,
that's
the
true.
monthly games are phenomenal. You know what I mean? So just because I like something or talk bad about something doesn't mean I don't like it either. It's just criticizing the things I don't like. There's nothing wrong with that, and we should be doing that. Stop defending PlayStation when other people are talking shit about them. As a matter of fact, you should join in. That's it.
Hey, Rachie with the Canadian $2. That means it's dripped in maple syrup. I like it. He said, I want to thank you. I brought in Nate to the panel. Yes, you did.
Shout out to Richie.
Listen, Raichi has been
Or
he
Raichi.
he is my streaming pal. Anytime I'm streaming a game, unless he is like unable, he is always in the chat. And so really
Oh,
appreciate Raichi here. He's just a gamer of gamers. He likes coming over here and screwing with us. He's an Xbox guy. He's a gamer at his
nice.
core. So yeah, he's been a cool guy.
Oh, yeah, I
Uh,
mean, Richie's in all the chats, in all the stuff that I frequent,
He ain't in
so
my chat. I never.
I'm very familiar.
He's an Xbox gamer. You know what? I'll say something positive about Xbox. When Xbox has a price increase, they give us a whole chart. PlayStation tells us in fucked up words that don't mean what they say.
uh-huh. And sure.
But that's
Yeah,
it.
We'll give him a
That's as
victory.
far as it goes.
We'll give him that
That's
victory.
it. Positivity
But yeah.
and it.
Speaking
Yeah,
of that,
I didn't know if you were covering that subject, but we covered it on our show because that's kind of what me and Rachel were talking about in the chat, and that's why I wanted to clarify what I meant when I said that I'll always applaud PlayStation investing in first, second, and third party games that I want. Right? I spoke about this prior to this topic coming up from the third party president, I believe, is his position. I don't have the article in front of me, but where I've stated I go out of my way to get things that I could get elsewhere through PlayStation because I like what PlayStation does and what they invest in. And so I make sure any of my investments into gaming that I want to, that I can put there, I do. So, I do play Fortnite still occasionally. Um, that's kind of a sunk cost fallacy for me. But
I was to say,
I mean,
they're
it's free to
effing you,
play.
right? They're just taking you now, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
As long as you're aware.
Yeah, but I do have the what do you call it? I forget what it's even called, but I have it. The Fortnite crew or whatever, right? I have it so that I don't have to do all the other stuff. So I have that, but I specifically made sure when I got it on PlayStation. Now remember, I play on PC and I play on there, and I have a Switch too, the whole 9 yards, so I can get that and activate it anywhere. But I make sure any of that third party revenue that that it's something that I want to play on PlayStation goes through them because, like I said, out of everybody, including Nintendo, they have shown me that they invest most in the type of games that I like and that I love to play. Now, that when it comes to the major three, right, the ones that I can invest in, right? Um, Again, like I mentioned, Stellar Blade, right? I was saying because I was telling him the reason I'll applaud that is because Stellar Blade, things like we gotten from the China Hero Project, and then recently in news, like I said, the third party president was stating how they supported and funded over 120 games this generation alone, and they also have a non-recoupable fund where they support indies where they don't expect to get that money back. The whole point is to just spend the money, help them out, and not expect nothing back. Like that's the type of stuff I want to see from the industry. And it's not to say that nobody else does it, right? But when that's why I was saying when he initially said that, it makes it seem like they're stupid. I was like, no, it's not about that. It's about the support that they need. That in order to get these games published, get them to market, and I want to continue to see that help. Right, like one of the biggest games that I'm looking forward to right now is a double project by some of the most prominent JRPG creators of all time. And the thing that sucks is even though they got funded and they've been making the game, and the game is getting to a point where it's getting ready to to hit market. As of right now, they don't have a publisher, and that's frustrating to me when I see all this stuff going on out there, all this, the crowdfunding and all these other things. And it's like you realize it's not always enough, right? So when you see something incredible come across your timeline that, indie devs or, whoever have created, and it's like they just need that extra step, that's why I go out of my way to support that. And that's why I said I'll always applaud when PlayStation helps them out. Like I said, we got firsthand from the Stellar Blade team, but specifically the director, when he said we weren't ready to handle that project at that size. He said the game got larger, the game was better, and you got the Stellar Blade that you got because of all the assistance PlayStation provide, not just money adding, not just throwing money in the ring, because everybody could throw money out there. Microsoft is a $1 trillion company. They threw 100 billion out there. But
It's more
again,
than
if it was
that.
about,
Through
yeah,
Xbox's whole
exactly.
career for the last 15 years.
Yeah, like they've been throwing bread out there every which way, right? But if it was just the money, they'd be blowing everybody out the water. But they not, because it's not just about that. It's you
Nope.
got to bring what I'm saying, the development culture, and all the tools and the internal forms and support and internal competition that they have to cultivate these people and create a proper work environment. Like, I know a lot of people aren't really sure what everybody does, and I get that, right? Because some of us are just gamers, and I always tell people that's fine. But I really love this shit, and I know I've gone out of my way to watch a bunch of dev diaries and listen to everything these developers say over the years. One thing I'll tell you is that over the years, and I'm talking about vets, I'm talking about people that have been doing this as long as we've been alive, 30, 40, 50 years. And plenty of them have been around the industry, worked for the big guys, all of them. And the one thing I could tell you is that pretty much anybody who has been around and then gone to work for PlayStation, they come out better. And you hear the stories, the things that they were able to achieve, the things that were different in the culture over there, in the development process that pushed them to the next level. Whether they're an animator, sound designer, all these other things, right? When you work with the Naughty Dogs and the Santa Monicas and all these things, that's what they've spread that greatness. You know what I'm saying? That
And they
understanding internally. Yeah, what's up?
not just what you're saying, but just to give
Hmm.
you guys another just to attach on to a little bit of what Nate's saying. Not just what he's saying, but also a guy named Ryan Molina. Ryan Molina, he
Hmm.
works in the industry as a developer. He himself published a game called Popcorn Rocket, which I did 2 videos on the channel this week. One, a
Hmm.
little documentary style video, and the other one with no internet. He worked with PlayStation to publish a physical version of his game that he already released digitally a couple years ago, and PlayStation helped him. You know how many copies he published? A little over 1,000. 1,000 copies. PlayStation helped him, and not just that, he had to stop because his sister was getting married, and all the money he had left in his game, he gave to her for the wedding, so he had to re-up again on money. And even then, PlayStation jumped back in to help him like if nothing ever, like there was no time in between. So not only
Yeah.
were they saying how work for PlayStation or involved with PlayStation in some way, shape, or form, they end up leaving being better. But PlayStation also is willing to help out the Ryan Molina, who's just one dude who works out of his living room to make his dream game and published it all on his own with the help of PlayStation.
Yep. Yeah.
See,
That's the
that kind of
type of
stuff is really cool.
stories. Yeah, that stuff is really cool, and that's the stuff I'm talking about, right? Like, I love when they do that. That's why I'm kind of mad. Like, they're still doing that, right? Even without him. But that's why I kind of hate that Yoshida's not there, because Yoshida had the eye. You
Yeah.
know what I'm
Oh my
saying?
god.
This man, every time this man, even now, right? He freelance, right? Even when he recommends something, you're like, yo, I gotta try that, because that man he has the eye. He knows when he sees something, and that's the sauce, right? In the indie space, whether it's freshly being worked on, whatever, this man always pulls out some of the
I
best
think
titles.
Yoshida leaving, I think that was PlayStation's biggest mistake this console generation. Out even more than the live shit, even than I think that was their biggest mistake. And I said that when he left, 6 months ago or whenever it was.
Yeah,
And I think
yeah,
we're
man.
starting to
I
see the
would have
effects
done.
of it already.
Yeah, I agree. I would have done anything to keep that man. Like, I'm
Yeah,
like, bro,
Jim Ryan's
you
fucking
can,
fault.
yeah, you could phone in, from Tahiti if you want, bro. I don't
Yeah.
care. Like, I just need to keep you on
Yep.
the payroll somehow, because this man has got the eye, bro. Like we still eating off that man's plate.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's the one that put in motion the God of War 2018 reboot. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? He's the one that put the whole Stellar Blade thing in motion. The
Not
China
just the
Hero
God of War,
project.
Yep.
that just God of War 2018, but he also helped make it how good it was. He also went back in there and
Hmm.
said, y'all need to change this shit up because this ain't hitting. That's the talent
Yep.
of that
He said
guy.
that ain't it. Exactly. And that's why I always told people, I was like, look, man, like when I used to tell people, they'd be like, why can't everybody else, hit like that? And I was like, dude, I'm telling you, somebody in there got the eye, bro. It's like it takes a certain thing. There's a reason the producers and all these people like, and you can give it to other people, right? You could train people to a certain degree, but sometimes it's an innate talent, right? Um, and that's just what I'm saying. That's just what it is, and it's just
There's only
like
one
I said,
Tom
it's a
Brady out there.
common
No matter how much you train,
exactly. And that's what I'm saying. Like it's a whole rhyme or reason for all these different things, and why I said like I support that. And like I told people, it's not to say that Xbox doesn't go out here and get it, because sometimes they do, right? Right now they scooped replaced years ago from under PlayStation, and that was a major get. You know what I'm saying? Somebody scooped Expedition for at least for Game Pass.
they got Subnautica
That was a big
2,
one.
sold 5 million as of today, not available on PlayStation because of PlayStation. But either way, that's another big get for
Mm-hmm.
them.
Yep, exactly. And then they've got, as of
Power
right
World
now,
was also another one involved and on the
Power World
Xbox.
was one until it came.
Mm-hmm.
And then they, right now they have Threads of Time, which I'm pretty sure I've shown Thrifty at some point. Because if you don't remember, I'll refresh your memory, because you'll be foaming at the mouth when you see it. Because it's a JRPG, and Microsoft locked that in. So like they've been scooping some stuff, but internally, like I feel like they haven't really raised to that next level outside of like Horizon, right? And again, I'm the person. I'll tell people in a minute. Like I get all the jokes on Twitter and all the back and forth. And don't get me wrong, some of them Xbox dudes are literally crazy, But I'm in a chat with, what I'm saying, a bunch of Xbox dudes. But I will give them the smoke all day. But I respect them, because at the end of the day, I don't have to question whether or not they're playing the games that they say they are. They're actually playing them. They're posting them. They're talking about them. You know what I'm saying? And those are the type of Xbox dudes I want to mess with, because those are the dudes actually supporting their platform. And I do. You know what I'm saying? Like I told people, I'm not just talking about Xbox. Like I got both the $220 editions or whatever of freaking Starfield. I've beaten it twice, going on thrice. You know what I'm saying? I got that on PC, but I bought it on Steam. I got all the $100 plus premium editions of the last like 3 Forzas. Like, so again, I vowed day one, Outer Worlds 2 day one. Like, can't nobody tell me I'm not out here putting my money where my mouth is.
Damn,
But
Nate,
that's
you're
what I'm
the
saying.
only
Like,
other person that I've met recently that will play a game, beat it, come back
yeah,
to it, beat it. Like, people say that I'm dumb for doing that. People put it away forever. Maybe they'll come back to it later on, but not me. If I like the
yeah,
game, I'll beat it and I'll play it again within the year, like that.
yeah.
On
I'll
top of
come
beating
back
a
to
whole
it.
bunch of other shit.
Exactly. Yeah, and I do that. I do that same thing. Like when something's really, really great, I'll definitely come back to it, especially if they're adding stuff to it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Um, so yeah, I'm definitely out here supporting all that stuff as well. And like I said, like I told people, yes, I want. Like I hate when I see some of this stuff on the timeline, and honestly, this stuff irritates me more than anything, because a lot of people out here are just frauding. Like that's my most upsetting thing right now, is like frauds in our community, like people
Oh,
who
they're
are
everywhere.
are just because they're an Xbox fan, people support them. But I'm like, bro, this person has never posted gameplay in their life.
Right.
And
Like
PlayStation
you don't even
fans.
know if this person games.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and
Yeah, and I'm
PlayStation
like,
fans. Um,
yeah,
the Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde of the PlayStation community is rather annoying. Because a lot of times the people who are talking the loudest on both sides don't know what the hell they're talking about.
Hey, I ain't going front. You know the whole hacking thing that happened to Colin? When I made a video about it, and I I stopped and I said, "Damn, the thing that surprises me out of all this is that he only has 700 games in his library." Like, my God, you do this for a living, and you've been seven. Like, I get that that's, I don't want to say a year's worth, but you know what I mean. That's like 700 games. Anyways, that's to just add on a little bit of, it's on both sides, guys. It's not just Xbox. PlayStation has it
yeah,
too,
yeah.
and those
Oh,
are
yeah.
the
I'm not. That's
but
not my problem though.
no,
My
those are the
problem
guys that are
though is
dumb.
that I'm not. They exist everywhere. They're stupid
Yeah,
Nintendo dudes. But my
yep.
problem is on the Xbox side. There, a lot of them are lauded and boosted to 50 plus thousand or 15,000 plus followers,
Mm-hmm.
airtime, getting shouted out by CEOs. That's my
Yep.
problem. So
Yep.
the
Yep.
frauds are being amplified, And the problem is with that. The problem with that is over the years they're interacting with these people and they're thinking everything they're doing is great. Like I this is one thing I have, been I have, kind of, you know, been, I kind of felt sorry for Phil Spencer because at one point he thought he was doing everything right. But if you looked at Twitter during his tenure, you would have thought he was.
Yeah.
Like he was like, "Oh man, we got the sauce, bro." You know what I'm saying? Like I'm about to release, Crackdown 3. It's about to go crazy.
Cheers
They,
everywhere
the
he went.
Yeah, cheers everywhere he went. And I'm like, nah, what happened when they released, despite the gameplay, right? Because I heard the gameplay was alright. That's not the point. But the moment I heard Herman was up in there talking about Concord was going to be the next Star Wars, I would have slapped the brakes off of him. Like, absolutely not, bro. What are we doing? We release nothing but quality over here, and that's what I demand every step of the way. I always tell people I'm on PlayStation neck. The moment they not delivering, the moment they not, it is in. I told people on the podcast, it's inexcusable for Naughty Dog to release one title this generation and for Sony Bend to release nothing.
Yeah,
right?
So
it ain't just about getting on one or the other. I get on all of them. So that's what I'm saying. I'm always on them, but it's like the frauds in our community in general, man, they mess up a lot of stuff for us, and a lot of people don't realize. And like I said, I get on some of these guys in the chat because they say certain things that I'm like, I don't think they realize the consequences, right? Like one of the things that I mentioned, and I was like, I don't like all these dudes, boasting up that this game is so great on Xbox, but none of them are playing it. And like when you go look at their time and you go look at their investment in some of these titles they've been boosting, it's like dude got 2 trophies or 2 achievements. And it's like they were like, well, I don't really care if they're playing it. I'm like, no. That's not you missing the point, bro. I was like, when that next game comes out, that sequel comes out, and they tell y'all we made an executive decision based on feedback from prior, and prior stats that we had on this game that we wanted to launch in the areas that would make us most profitable, and then the game skips Xbox and they wonder why. And I'm like, dude, they have that data. So if people are out here lying and they're not really playing and they're not completing these skips, what does it tell you? What does it tell you, Thrifty, if you release a game, right? If you release a game and nobody's getting past chapter 2, but on social media, you swore it was popping, but you are back at headquarters and you can see the data, and you're like, nobody's making it past chapter 2. But if you look at social media, it looks like everybody loves this game. Everybody's going crazy.
That means people are lying. that's what that is. It's like the people who talked about the the ending of Saros, the big craze that was the LGBTQIA stuff at the end of Saros, and how it like portrayed all of this and did all of that, and like come to find out, and that's not exactly how it happened. And you ask those people, "Hey, did you beat the game?" No, but my friend did.
Exactly.
But
well, they didn't beat the game because they were talking about it day 1, day 2, whatever it was.
It's that same kind of thing. Like it doesn't help to listen to. So that was the other thing when IGN did, and I was talking to Josh about this. After I have played Mouse PI for Hire, I kind of agree with IGN. I think they're about a point off. I think it's a 7. But with Saros, after I played it, first I went into the game thinking it wasn't going to be worth $70. I wanted to buy it. I wanted to play it because I want to support Housemart because I love their games. And so, and I know it sounds weird because Returnal I still have not beaten because I can't get past chapter 1. But that's neither here nor there. I love Nex Machina. I love Resogun. I've loved Saros. So like, I really do enjoy their titles. And when I'm playing it, I started to look online and people were like, this game's not selling. This game sucks. This game's not doing. And I'm like, how do you know it sucks? I didn't think it was worth $70. I still paid it. And I was 2 biomes in going, this game is worth $70. This game is worth every penny. It's great. It's fantastic. It's clean. It's smooth. It's stable as all hell. It looks gorgeous. But you got people online who haven't
Yeah.
played it, haven't done anything like that, and they're criticizing it, or they're already passing judgment on it for whatever reason. And we see it so much,
Exactly.
and it sucks.
Yep. It's all over the place.
Like, and it's just
Yep.
I want to be a part of it. I have to be a part of it. I was accused of this type of behavior a lot last year. Like, I was only talking about certain things because I just wanted to be a part of the conversation. That was, a few people had told me that. And I had to look at them and go, first of all,
Fuck 'em.
do what?
That's you said first though, when I was finishing your sentence. Fuck them.
First,
You can talk about whatever the fuck you want to talk about. Everybody in the internet gets to except we do. Get the fuck out of here. That's another thing. And nobody beats more games than me. Step up. Who does? So when I say something, it's because I am coming from experience. Now, when I say all Souls games suck or all live games suck, obviously I'm not saying every single one. It's just, but people don't get the joke, right? So then, but once again, who is it coming from? If it's coming from somebody who plays a ton, who, like a Nate, he knows the business. Like whenever Nate says something,
right.
because he's not only playing on PlayStation, he's playing on Xbox, he's playing on Switch too, PC. I own all those things too, but I'm not playing on all those things as much like he is. I don't play JRPGs, so whenever we said something about JRPGs, I listen. You know what I mean? If Henry says something about live service games, I say, yeah, they suck ass, and then I shut the fuck up and I listen because that's not my area.
I
Right.
always defer to Henry on some live
Me
service stuff that I'm not.
too.
I'm like, Henry, tell me break it down. What's the 411, bro?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
But that's
Oh,
the
you guys are
important
right,
part, right?
man.
Even though we both game a lot, or all of us game a lot, right? We still listen. We know that the people who are experts in each of their fields, the spots that they play in, you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that. And it's like, it's all respect, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what I always tell people, bro. I was like, I don't care where you game. I care that you do game. Because
Exactly.
otherwise, why are you here? Like,
Yeah.
that's my problem. Like,
Well,
the frauds are causing a problem. I don't care if you claim that you like PlayStation. Are you playing these games, bro? That's
Yeah.
what I want to know.
Yeah.
Because when I look
Wha-
down your timeline, I don't see a single screenshot.
Do you
Like-
want to watch the upcoming State of Play and the upcoming Summer Games Fest? Are you trying to watch those to get clips or to make fun of it? Or are you trying to watch it because you want to be an excited gamer who's excited about the next 6 months in gaming and what's coming out?
Exactly.
Because I know how I'm
And
watching it.
that's the people, that latter, that's who I want to be. That's who I want to be around. That's who I want around in these communities. That's who I want this YouTube channel to blow up. The people who are excited to be out here playing all this heat that we got on our plate, to be excited for gaming and the great places it's going and the great games that we are getting. Like, that's what I want to see. But again, like I said, Twitter is one of those funny places where look at the quote tweets. That's all you got to do. Look at the quote tweets for PlayStation's announcement of the State of Play, and look how many frauds are out here just like, oh, well, you better deliver, or oh, this, that, and the third. I'm like, half of y'all that are quoting this are literal PlayStation haters, like 365 days out of the year. Like, why are you even here?
You know how I can tell that somebody is not a gamer, but like more open to gaming, is when they watch a State of Play and say, yeah, there was one game I was, or there were two. People like us were like, yeah, there were like 6, 7.
There were like
There's
6.
only a couple I didn't want to play. At least
4.
get to know more about. And you see that a lot.
Exactly.
You see a lot of these people it's just like the guy who constantly plays Call of Duty, nothing else. He doesn't play it because of the game. He plays it because it's social. Same thing with these people. They do it because it's a social interaction, or they do it because there's a way to monetize it. Just like we find these succubuses in the video game industry whose boyfriend been playing the game behind the scenes, not them.
Gross.
Or these journalists who only play the first 4 hours of the game and now they have enough intel to make a whole damn review of the game, right?
Or
like,
the surveyors.
These people,
The
or
surveyors
exactly.
who are asking people, hey, if you watched 10 hours of gaming last month, you can be considered a gamer. The fuck did you say? Did you just... You can't say what you just said and just move on like we didn't hear you say that. Like, that type of stuff is not... That's not who we're talking about. That's not who I want to be, at least. That's not who any of us are. Like, I am actually so I don't have a lot of time to game. These two guys are talking about how much they beat and how much they do that. I am aggressively average. I do not do that. But I do clock in at about 1,000 hours per year. And I clock in, normally I beat about 6 to 12 games a year. This year, I'm already on track to beat 15 by the end of the year. Because this month I'll be beating 3. And so, like, it's also about strategically choosing what games to play and when. That's something I've been picking up over the past several years. Like, if I jump into a really, like, I was about to start Wandering Sword, little bastards. Now I'm not. So instead, I'm moving that money over to Adventures of Elliot.
Oh, me too.
I really wanted a 2D HD, like, and I've tried Octopath and I just can't get into it. I've tried it a couple times. It made me nauseous the first time. It doesn't make me nauseous.
Have you played that one?
I
or
own it.
Live Alive?
I've tried it. I've played it like 4 hours. Something's not grabbing me.
Yeah.
And so that's why I'm excited to play the demo for Adventures of Elliot.
Bro, Elliot, when I saw it, I kind of dismissed it right away. I was like, oh, no.
I did too.
Cool, and then I played the demo. I'm like, oh, shit. This is cool, and I'm gonna go pre-order it soon.
So, like, we have so many things that are coming out that are good. Hang on, I got sidetracked. So, like, that game is probably going to be a 60 to 100 hour game. If I just had to guess, throw a number at it, I haven't done research on it. That's what I would guess. I am not going to follow that game up with another 60 to 100 hour experience. No. I'm going to go find me a game that I have about 5 to 8 hours left in, or a short little indie title or something like that I can go run through, kind of get my bearings, sit back a little bit. That's usually when I'll play like an indie title, something like that. Like, I just beat Saros. Going right after Saros, I'm now into Coffee Talk. High intensity, high aggression, very gut-wrenching story, like very deep emotional beats in it. If you actually pay attention to it. And now I'm in something that's still has emotional beats, but very lighthearted, very chill. Like, the whole game is done in lo-fi. So, like, it's a total change from what I was playing. And in doing that over the past about 2 years, I have increased, 1, the amount of time I stick with a game, and 2, the amount of games I've beat. So, what we are talking about are people who don't beat a thing, will say that they play a ton of games because they watch a ton of gameplay, or because they read one article one time for a few seconds and now they can come into the arena of JRPGs and throw their weight around, or they played one title one time somewhere and now they're experts on this. Like, and I'm not an expert. I'm not going to say I am, but I have my areas. Like, when I hear Sony talk about how much they back people and how much they support devs and take chances on indies and help people with their games and funding and all that, I'm like, man, that's awesome. But when I see Square Enix throwing out a contest for game developers, I'm like, that sounds like desperation on a stick. Like, that
sounds like desperation. Exactly. That is concerning.
So,
Facts.
but it's because I know both entities. I have studied both entities.
Yeah. We know them intrinsically.
I know when Sony says, hey, we want to help. Give us your ideas. Give us your pitches. Let's see who comes out on top. Great. When I see Square Enix do it in the position they've been in, I'm like, guys, y'all are creatively bankrupt. That's what it sounds like. That's what it sounds like. And that makes sense why all of your AAA titles as of late have been rough, to say the least.
Exactly.
Like I'm
telling you about the final straw. They got a couple of days. They got a couple of days until until the reveal for Dragon Quest 12. And I'm telling you, bro, they better not screw this up, or the Japanese just gonna burn the building down, because they don't play about Dragon Quest.
Well, there's that, and there's also supposedly the unveiling of Final Fantasy VII Part 3. They have stuff that they have to nail and that has to do very well. I don't think that their AAA division is going to do as well as they hope. But, or let me rephrase that, not even as well as they hope, as well as it would need to. I don't think they have the games in the pipeline. I don't think they have the stuff going on. But I will say this. Their HD 2D, they're about to get a big boost from Adventures of Elliot. The game is picking up a lot of steam. I've seen people talking about it a lot online. But anyways, getting sidetracked. If you want to come in here and chat and hang out and have fun, hell yeah, come on. Let's have a great time. But if your sources are people on the internet who have no idea what the hell they're talking about, unfollow, leave them, go start playing video games, turn off YouTube. just pick and choose who you listen to, and make sure that they're actually gamers who are going to be giving you firsthand experience. Like, it's funny because when people talk about Metaphor, Josh and I were just talking about this the other night because he still hasn't played it yet. When people talk about Metaphor, I can come at that thing pretty well versed. Haven't beat it yet. Sucks, right? I'm a fake gamer.
Metaphor?
I have 106 hours in that game. I'm about 8 hours away from completion. Maybe 5 if I streamline the next few quests.
Bro, I know what it's like, man. We just like run out of steam on the game. And you just gotta, no matter who you are, you're like, oh, I can't. I'll come back to it later.
And that's what I did. I was at 90 hours for the longest, and then I put another 15, 16 hours into it. And now I'm at like 106, 105, somewhere around there. Like, it's a game that I'll beat. But
that's a big boy.
All that to say, I don't want to sound like we're gatekeeping either. Like, some gamers just don't beat games. As a matter of fact, go check out Hero's newest video on why we don't finish games.
Yep, it's a good one.
It's really good. Like, go check that out. And you'll see there's also been like psychological studies about why we don't finish games. Not all of it is because you're sad, lonely, and depressed. Sometimes just because you have an executive function issue and you get bored easily. Like, and there was a guy who used to come around the channel a lot who was like, well, if you didn't beat the game, you must not have liked the game. That's false.
Not true. That's not true, man.
There's nothing about that statement that's true. And it usually comes from people, understand me when I say this, Will, from people like Will or like Innate who have a completed game list of 10 million games. But these guys don't do that.
Bro, people say I don't beat my games because I don't get the platinum.
See,
so it don't matter that I beat 95 games last year.
That's moving the fucking goalpost so hard.
So therefore, I'm not beating the games.
And this is why it's exhausting. This is why being a part of the gaming community sometimes is more exhausting than just turning off the social media and just playing a damn video game. Like, this is why I don't get on X. I got on X
Corey
last
said it
week
good
on
right
accident.
here. He said he had to stop trying to platinum games. So it was preventing him from completing games and having fun. You know what I mean? Exactly right.
Hey, that happened to me in Metaphor. I was trying to platinum Metaphor, and it did not go well for me because I messed up a couple things, and I got so pissed off that I started pushing the quest and just going to complete the stuff and not actually leveling up my character, so my characters got behind. And so I got partially stuck in a dungeon. Everybody knows this story. That's why I took so much time off from it originally. Was because I got like almost locked in a dungeon because if I restarted it, I lost a day and I only had like 6 more days left that I could lose before I missed out on grabbing everything 100%. So I had to make the decision to be like, hey, it's okay. It's fine. But it was super dejecting because I had been following the Power Picks guide for since the very beginning. And so it really screwed me up. And I that's what took me so long to get back to it. I love the game. I love the art style. I love the story it's telling. It's so great. I kind of know how it's going to end. But like, it's a great, great game. And we all have games we can talk about like that. Oh man, I played X game for 80 hours and still never beat it. And it's not because it's an open world title. It's because something latched on and then boom, something else came out and now you moved on from it. Josh said he can't imagine not platinuming games. Hey, what's up, Mr. Grimm? He said, I've been gaming for 35 plus years, and I've never cared for trophies, and to this day, never platinumed a game. I have 3 platinums. I have thought about getting more, and then by the time I'm done playing it, I was all, dude, I'm going to get the platinum in Sorrows. I'm going to get it. I love it. I love the combat. I love the fact that you can min-max in the game, and literally I can just break it on purpose, and it's freaking awesome. Like, I had a rule going into the game where I didn't move on until I, like, completed the skill tree, and then if I still couldn't get past the boss, I'd then just crank everything all the way up and just mow through his ass and then keep going. It's so, like, that game is so cool. It's so awesome. It lets you do all of that. You can play, and if you want to, you can play as hard, or like as a highest difficulty that you could possibly imagine, and it's amazing. Anyways, I'm expecting some pushback and re-education on what? Funny that I talk kind of negatively about trophies in my next video. I'm expecting... I don't think you'll get it. I really don't. I don't think you'll get a big, huge pushback on that. But speaking of pushback, let's go back over here into one of the topics for tonight. We're only going to do one more topic for tonight.
Hold on. Before you go on. So there's something I want to set straight. So, because y'all were talking about getting into the trophy thing, that's partially my wheelhouse. And I agree with what you said. You ran into an issue, you learned to get past it, and you went on ahead and, focused on trying to beat the game. That's important. So first of all, that's definitely important. Learn your issues or your, your habits while you game, right? And what you want to and what you don't want to platinum, right? If you do even want to go for that. You don't have to platinum nothing. So... because there's something in the community right now. Because remember, we were talking about frauds earlier, right? So, yeah, ignore anybody that says you got 100% a game to beat it. Like that's crap. We all know that's crap. That doesn't even make sense. Like it's a factually incorrect statement. Like it doesn't work. You either beat the game or you didn't. And at the end of the day, that's all I'm really looking for. Yeah, that's crazy. Also, and I say that as someone who. Really, now, if we argue on who's the bigger fan, and I 100% of the game and you didn't, now we talking. That's different. But that's a whole different ball game.
But sometimes it's just because you can't. Sometimes it's just too hard. Sometimes it's just you don't. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like the feathers in Assassin's Creed. Fuck those feathers.
But when it comes to the JRPG community, I'm gonna argue that shit to the end. Ain't nobody gonna tell me they're a bigger Persona fan and they ain't got the platinum.
I'm a bigger fan than you. I'm a bigger fan than you.
We can fight about it.
Not a Persona. He can have the high school drama. He can keep that. I don't like to play High School Musical, the video game.
I hear you. And like I said, but if you, like I said, all I'm looking for out here is if you beating the game, right? And if you not saying nothing and you not talking crap in this community, ain't nobody checking for you. Let's be clear, right?
Right.
But when I talk about the frauds, I'm talking about the people who are loudmouths, who trying to gather free stuff in this community, who trying to be on the panels, who trying to out here trying to, be flued out, you know what I'm saying? And, trying to be a voice in this community, and then come to find out you ain't playing or completing nothing. Like, that's when it's the issue. Because now you potentially are in positions, and there are people like this, right? Who are in positions to affect the games we play and affect decisions in those games that can make or break those titles, and they're frauds in this community, and they're in consulting positions or other positions, and it's like that developer or whatever has the wrong idea about that person, and then that causes a game that you would have loved to falter. Like, that's my issue, right? So that's why I always advocate for the right people in the right places that deserve to be there. And we need gamers out here who really love this making these decisions, right? Because I'm gonna tell you right now, if you don't love JRPGs, I don't want you nowhere near JRPGs or making any decisions for them, because it requires a specific set of knowledge to understand what people want in that field and those things. The same way for racing games, there's a specific set of knowledge and things that racers want in their games, and you have to understand that intrinsically when you are building these titles. So, same thing. Like, you don't want me on the Zelda panel because you won't get another one because I hate that game. But
Wait, does the
like,
same apply for people that work for video game companies?
not necessarily, because it depends on what your job is, right? The main thing in that case is play your position. If you're the power forward, play power forward. You know what I'm saying? If you're an animator, be the best animator. So know your craft, and but you know what I'm saying, and that's the importance there. But the danger for me comes in is the outsourcing and some of the consulting that happens in some of these firms where they're pulling people in for certain things. Because I mean they do this all the time, right? I'm not saying some of these people are. The point of a consultant is supposed to be they're supposed to be knowledgeable, right? Like at one point, Destiny's best time, right? Destiny 1 was when they got a panel of people together who were some of the most passionate people about Destiny. They flew them out to a thing for like 2 weeks, and they came up with some of the best ideas Destiny has ever had. And that's the type of stuff I'm talking about. Like, you need to talk to people who are really fans of your work in those regards. But yeah, when you're developing the game, if you're just a dev, like you're a programmer specifically, you're doing rigging, you're doing all this other stuff, just be good at those things, right? Because the director and the producers on the job, they need to know the game's ins and outs. And, they're the ones choreographing that whole thing, right? They are the conductor of that entire project, and it's their job to make sure everybody understands what they need to do in order to bring this project together. And that's when you get some of the most incredible games that you get. So they definitely need to be in the know, because they're also the ones that are usually pulling in the writers, the consultants, and putting this team together, right? They're making the band, so to speak. And I think that's really important, which is why you see sometimes, right? uh you have just because there's a group of stars that get together. You ever seen that? You've seen that, right? Where it's like all the best people from all these different teams get together, but it doesn't quite gel because everybody can't beat the '96 Bulls. You know what I'm saying? Like, just putting a bunch of stars on a team doesn't guarantee the championship. So there's a lot of nuance to it and a lot of things of that nature. But yeah, like I said, when it comes to people getting these opportunities from our field, like gamers like us, being elevated to consulting positions and being brought in to basically help these games get the edge they need, something that Square Enix definitely needs to be elevating on right now and working on,
They're fine.
because
They
they
have a
definitely seem
contest going.
lost.
But see, that is something where I
Yeah.
disagree. See, I disagree a tad bit on that because there's like
With
for
what?
Xbox, with people that get hired to gaming companies that aren't gamers. The reason I disagree with that is because these people are making, especially the people in the higher positions. Look at Xbox, for example. Asha just brought in a whole bunch of people that basically have nothing to do gaming related. Well, that's one of the issues because they don't know much about gaming, if anything at all, when they're looking for these people to counsel them on whatever project they're working on. They don't know if these people are even talking, if they're even talking, if they're talking shop properly, because they just don't know anything
Yeah, you
about
mean
it.
if
So all you can do
if they're talking to the right people?
if they're talking to the right people, I think that if
Yeah,
you are going to
I
work
no.
for a gaming
So no,
company,
I don't even disagree with you. I agree in those positions, the one like you're talking about, the higher ups, the people who have the power to pull a
mm,
game and all these things. I definitely agree they need it.
FOD
And like I said,
games,
that's actually the biggest problem with Xbox for me, and where their quality issue is that, like I said, they never had their Yoshida.
yeah.
They never had somebody with the eye.
And when you hire somebody, I mean, they should be, and I'm talking like somebody to come in and contractor or what do you call those people to advise you on shit.
Hmm.
You just said the word, I forgot. But
Consultant.
consultant, thank you. Fuck.
There you go.
But
Yeah.
the resume should be how many hours did you play? How many games did you beat? What type of games did you beat? What are things that you like? Like, these are just be standard interview questions, honestly. And it's not happening enough. So we're seeing so many people fake it till they make it. that are coming from our side that
Yeah.
is painfully obvious. I mean, when I said a little bit ago about Colin and how he got hacked, and he's like, I don't care. Oh, this is another trophy argument. He's like, I don't really care about the
Yeah.
games. I just care about the trophies, right? How's this thing? But then when he said, I have 700 games in my library, I'm like, what? Like, you're one of the biggest dudes out here in video games. You have one of the most successful. You have Maddie under you. Like, all these things under you. You only got 700 digital games? Like, what? Like, it blew my mind a little. Then I started to, okay, maybe he's physical like me, right? Maybe he owns majority. It felt weird. Because you're like, bro, you're basically the mouthpiece, and then like how we call Greg Miller the mayor of gaming. We get what he's saying, so I'm not being too literal about it. But it's like, okay, how many games does he play? How many games does he beat to be called the mayor? Like, so a lot of these guys are in position, and they're seeing the video game industry just as a way to monetize themselves. And immediately,
absolutely. And Greg is definitely that for me.
Yeah, a lot of them are, but they're still getting the views, they're still getting the clicks. I mean, IGN, we know that their rating or their reviewing of games is mostly ass backwards, but yet they still have millions of subscribers, millions of views on their videos. So at what point do we say it's not their fault? It's our fault. It's our fault because we let ourselves go with whatever this asshole is saying. And we talked about this on the podcast last week. Nelson was talking about some guy named Boomstick. I don't even know who he is, but basically, I guess he's some Xbox guy that he's like really extreme about Xbox. And it's like, so why do you watch him? And he said, because it's funny. I'm like, there's so many forms of entertainment, and you choose that. You're giving him the click. You're giving him the attention. You're bringing his name up. Now, I don't know who he is, but I know the name. If this guy doesn't play video games, or this guy's not educated, why are you giving him? One thing that I try to make clear to people is, I beat 95 games last year. I beat 80 games a year before that. I played 2,000 hours a year just on PlayStation alone. But I'm never going to say that I'm the authority on any fucking topic. Every single time I try to do a disclaimer and say, remember, these are just opinions. These are just what I think. I may throw some factual things out in there, but most of it is just me from a consumer standpoint. And most of it all is from what benefits me, not what benefits the community. Yes, there are topics where I discuss how it can benefit all of us and where we should all discuss something, where we should all, earlier, let's criticize PlayStation for the smallest things they do because they are at the top. It's not like they're in third place and we should give them leniency on some things. No, I don't care that they're doing great things. They're also doing bad things. So let's criticize them on that and then praise them for when they do things well. When Yoshida brought these games over to us, we praise him because he deserved to be. When PlayStation during the PS4 era did the whole, you could just borrow the game this way, right? Hands the game over to we praise them for that shit. When they do backwards compatibility, we praise them for that. If they do something this generation, we praise them. The PS5 Pro, we praise them. Not for the own pricing, but we praise them when they need to be. But even then, with that being said, there are still people in the community that just can't let it go. Because PlayStation is your number one place. It's my number one place too, guys. FYI, I just say I play 2,000 hours a year. But even just the smell of something that's criticizing PlayStation, they automatically will say some shit like, well, if you don't like it, leave. If you don't like it, don't get it. Like if it was that simple, you can criticize something they do a couple times and not want to burn the fucking whole system down. There has to be nuance in everything that is said, and we have to use our big boy brains and big girl brains and decide when we should give our attention to these people, our time, and especially our fucking money.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. Yeah, I mean, I agree with everything that you were saying. I mean, I have seen Boom, and more so for me, Boom is more of a topical thing, too, because I mean, this man will make like 12 shows a week talking about nothing.
God.
Sometimes I'm like, bro, where are you getting these topics from? Most of them a lot of it's made up because some of the people he has on his shows are definitely crazy, and definitely do not have a brain. But and like I said, I don't know. He states that he plays and stuff like that. Again, another person I never really seen play. It's more just a topic covering thing for me. While I'll sometimes jump in, see what the topics are, make sure I'm not missing nothing. He's topical. I'll give him that. As far as a host, he's this man. This man can make a topic out of coloring books, bro. Um, but
And how
yeah,
they're here to
gaming
support
wise,
Xbox.
yeah, no. Oh yeah, absolutely,
It's-
absolutely. But yeah, that's like I said, he is definitely he's one in particular that I personally can't say that I found is verified. You know, like that's a big issue for me. Like I said, with anybody in the community, like if I can't even know that you really game, like because anybody can talk about gaming, right? Like you
Mhm.
can like I know people that used to watch League of Legends on like Twitch religiously. They could talk to you about the game. They could talk to you about, you know, the ins and outs of what it was like to play certain positions because they just watched a lot of it. So a lot of them could you could watch a lot of this stuff and basically talk about surface level stuff. But it becomes quite evident and quite obvious to you when certain people never get into the details or the nuance the way that we do when we talk about when we're having topics about games that we discuss. Like the topic, you know, the spoiler cast that we did for Expedition 33, you cannot be on that panel and not have played that game. You would be lost.
yes,
And it's obvious.
one
And that's what I'm
hundred
talking
percent.
about. Yeah, like when like I can ask intricate things about some of the homies, like I told you, that I will give them crap because sometimes they got rose colored glasses about everything Xbox. You know, like my homie, he swears Doom, the last Doom was a 10 out of 10. And I was like, bro, if you
Mm.
like it, I love it. I was like, but I was like, but
About
you
to say
know,
that's an
sometimes I
opinion.
get on them, I'm like, but you it's an opinion, exactly. And I'm like, is you got it. You loved it. I'm not gonna tell you you didn't love it because I believe you loved it. You played it. It's verified. It's all on your account. I know you loved it. But let's have a what? With the bigger thing that I have to get out of them a lot of times is let's have a wider conversation. Let's actually sit here and ask ourselves, why didn't that game do good? Why was the perception not? Why does the consensus not match your perception? Like, because that's the big problem in the Xbox community that at least they vocalize and they say this game deserved to be a 10. Everybody who didn't give it a 10, it's an Xbox tax. No, why aren't you asking yourself seriously, looking at these reviews, look at what people are actually saying, and ask yourself, why isn't it up there? Why aren't you looking to get the standard up there, right?
Isn't the
Like,
Xbox
because that's
tax when they won like Publisher of the Year 2021 or 2022 when they didn't publish anything?
but you know what you want to know what's funny about that, and I brought that up because recently Colt, one of the biggest bots, everybody knows Colt. You know, basically, Mad got him to admit, like, he goes, yeah, they released a lot, but what out of what they released was some big standout game. This was before Horizon 6 came out, and he was like, no, you're right. He goes, everything they released was kind of it was, oh, that's good. Like at best, that's where you were. Like, oh, that happened. That was good. And again, not to say you individually don't love it. You can individually love a bunch of stuff. I love, like we talked about that. You can love a 7.5, but understand it's a 7.5. You
Oh,
loved
sure.
it, but you get where the quality was for that title, right? And that's the conversation a lot of them don't want to have, don't want to be realistic about. And I'm like, bro, Xbox is never going to get there if you don't acknowledge the shortcomings that are in place. Because I've asked them, right? A lot of these dudes I'm in this group chat with, they're big Halo fans. And I'm like, bro, Halo is never coming back to Halo 3 shutting down Times Square. But I'm not gonna say it can't be big again. But if I sit here and I ask y'all, what did Halo Infinite do wrong, and what is Halo gonna do next that is gonna get me to play it? Not y'all, they got y'all already. Long as it say Halo on the cover, you diving in head first. That's not the problem. Your problem is I don't want to play it. You need to make me play it. You need to make the people who don't want to play it. So tell me, what is Halo gonna do next that's gonna shock me? That's gonna make me pick them sticks up and be like, bro, I gotta be there day one. 5090 screaming, I'm playing Halo till I drop, till I pass out. That's what you should be asking yourself about all your favorite franchises. Ask myself that shit all the time about Final Fantasy. And it pisses me off that sometimes I feel like Square Enix is not asking that question.
Well, Nate,
Square,
So
that's the
I'm
other
asking
listen,
that
thing.
question.
listen. Square Enix have been asking that question for a long time, and that's y'all are on the right track with this. Like, so let's look at what PlayStation did, okay? They come out, Jim Ryan, we're going to go and do live service. This is what we want to chase. We want to chase that live service dollar. Cool. Doesn't work. Fans don't respond to it. Fans say, hey, please stop this shit. We are not buying these. We don't want these. You can't give them to us. Don't do that. And we spoke with our wallet, and the rest of the community spoke with their wallets and said, oh, hey, yeah, we're not going to buy this either. And cool. What happened? PlayStation course corrected after about a year and a half and said, hey, about 2 years, and said, hey, we're done. Go back. Live service, or not live service, PC games. Hey, we're going to try PC. We want to use this as a platform to get people to buy PlayStations on their for our sequels and stuff like that, because you're going to play this, and then once you fall in love with the franchise, once we release the sequel, you're going to want to get the PlayStation to play that. Cool. Well, did that really happen? We don't really know. We do know that Steam decided to make the Steam machine. And because of that, well, now PlayStation has, in fact, pulled back their single-player titles from PC. They're gone. They're done. They're off of it. They course-corrected. For years, people have been speaking up, not necessarily me, because I didn't care. They got it after I did. I already got to play it first. I don't give a shit. I didn't have to wait for anything. I was fine. And so, but looking at it, people were criticizing it and criticized it heavily. Hey, don't fall into the Xbox trap. This is the same thing Xbox did, and look what happened to them, and blah, blah, blah. And now, boom, they said, hey, listen, we're course correcting. We're done. Single player games going forward, from Ghost of Yotai forward, are not coming over to PC. Cool. Done. Course corrected. They listened. Now, the problem is that when you hear Xbox staff members and Xbox CEOs and Xbox people say, hey, we're listening, hey, we're listening, hey, we're listening, it's followed by a new logo or a new name and no other changes. And that's it. It's followed by a loading screen, or a uploading screen rather, or damn it, sorry, landing page. Shit. It's followed by, oh, hey, we're going to hire a guy whose only tie to gaming was failing at Amazon. Cool. That's stupid. Great. He's also the guy that has talked negatively about exclusives in the past, and you thought you were getting exclusives back. Also, we talk out of our ass. We say we're going to bring exclusives back, or at least we hint at it, or we don't correct people when these mouthpiece channels are talking about it. You don't come out and ever go, hey, actually, that's not what was said. Like, you don't do that. Shuhei did that. People were misquoting his ass, and he was like, nah, that's not what I said. That's not what I said. It's not, no, you're not going to do that. Do they come out and correct people when they're like, hey, exclusives are back, blah, blah, blah? No, they let them roll with it because it builds the hype. It's stupid. And this type of stuff it's why it's exhausting. It's because you have to sift through so much bullshit. It's like somebody was posting the other day when it was reported on that Herman Hulst in a town hall meeting said that going forward, PC games, single player, no more. And everybody was talking about it and doing that, and I was like, wait a second. My first question when I saw it, I was like, is this confirmed or is this just a rumor? Because at this point, I'm just like, man, if it's a rumor, if it has not been confirmed, I don't want to hear it. And someone was like, no, it's been confirmed. It was from a town hall meeting, blah, blah, blah. I was like, okay. Because like, there's so much back and forth, and there's so much of a multi-personality disorder going on within the gaming community that gamers are letting headlines and tweets dictate how they emotionally feel about gaming. And that's weird. That's kind of strange to me. Like, I don't know if you realize this, but people are going to lose their mind and are collectively losing their mind because the Fable Twitter said Fable is releasing simultaneously day one on PC, Xbox, Steam, and PS5. This was already confirmed like last year. And people are losing their fucking mind over it. I thought you were bringing back exclusives. What is this? Why are we doing this? PlayStation they don't deserve this shit. Like,
what's the word that you call somebody who got like kidnapped and now they start to fall in love with their kidnapper?
Stockholm syndrome.
It's Stockholm syndrome, and not just that, they start to believe their own lie. Like, people have been talking about Xbox exclusives for the last couple of weeks, heavy, and now people really believe like it's for real happening. All because Asha said we'll look into it. Guess what? That doesn't mean anything. Of course she's gonna look into it. She's new to the business. She should be looking into everything. But the other thing I wanted to say before we kind of switch topic, which is still the same thing, it's nostalgia. We have so many people that just can't let go the PS3, Xbox 360 era. People can't let go the Sega era. People can't let go the whatever era, and they base everything off of that. Instead of looking forward and looking to what is this studio doing now? What is this game doing now? What is PlayStation, Xbox doing now? They have this attachment to a time that's never going to be coming back, whether good or bad. And that's just so unhealthy, man. And we see it for a lot of different... It's so unique in the video game industry because normal things that we will criticize in anything, we don't in the video game industry. We protect things that we should be protecting and that we do protect in anything. We demonize in the video game industry. It's just there should be some study because this shit is crazy.
Well, and what you said is kind of what I was saying earlier when I was telling you about the Halo thing. When I was asking them, like, but what is it going to do now? Because they're always referencing in that chat the 360, the 360, the 360, the 360, and I'm like, bro, we're not there anymore. What are you gonna do now,
right,
to impress me? Like, and if the answer is you got nothing, then what do you think they're supposed to do that are developing this game, bro? It sounds like a new IP time to me. Because I was like, if you got nothing, you know, go ahead.
But the answer for them for years was just wait. Just wait. They're coming.
Just wait.
Yeah, you're right.
They're in the pipeline. At least, and people can say what they want about PlayStation's release cadence. I don't think it's the greatest either. I think it's bullshit that Naughty Dog is going to skate by this whole generation with no actual new game. Josh, I understand what you're going to say, and I get that internally. They do count Last of Us Part 1, Last of Us Part 2 remake, whatever the fuck it was. They count those as new games because they're new code built for the PS5 from the ground.
Once again, how does that benefit us? It
doesn't. Right. Like, I understand from the business side of it. I'm going to talk on the gamer side of it. They have not released a new game this entire generation, and it's looking like they probably won't. That is unacceptable. We have Insomniac pushing out 3-4 titles, looking for a fifth one here in a couple years. No.
All critically acclaimed, all fucking bangers.
All get the limelight, all get the spotlight, all have people talking about them. No matter what, you can't hate on them. They're just doing amazing. And you have folks like Santa Monica who are taking shots in the dark. They're doing stuff with their God of War IP, which, great. I love the actress. I'm leery about a game made out of somebody who I just got to meet one time in the previous title, but that's neither here nor there. Like,
is that confirmed?
God, I hope not. There's a rumor that it's going to be shown at the State of Play, and
I don't think so.
I love the actress.
Better now. Logically, doesn't make sense.
It really doesn't. Like, why?
That should be a DLC at the most.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if they say it's a DLC, then I'll probably buy it day one. I just don't know if I want a whole game focused on Frey. I just
it's God of War.
It's right. I don't want to go experience the Giants with her. Like, now, I don't know. Maybe they wow me with what they're doing, but it just doesn't seem. It doesn't seem right for the franchise. But I say that now. I'll probably salivate over it by the time it's done, or I'll play it just because I love the voice actress. Well,
I mean, they do good work. You know what I mean? Like, they just do good work.
It's still going to be a game that's functional and good.
And I'm not even like the biggest God of War fan, but I agree. Look, and that's another thing too in the video game, especially when it comes to the rumors and shit. Like, guys, we've seen these guys be wrong time and time again.
Yeah.
Yes, some of them have a much higher success rate. And that's okay, and we can give them a little bit more stock, or a lot more stock, actually, to what they say. But, like, in my we don't talk rumors really. If we bring up rumors, is we just say that there's a rumor, we give our quick little, peace of mind, and then we move on, because there's no point in talking about shit that we don't know whether it's true or not. Let it come from PlayStation's mouth. Let them fucking tweet about it and fucked up wording, and let them do it. But that's another thing, that we get so stuck in these ideas because they sound good or something that we would like, and when it comes out and it's not that, then we're all fucking butthurt about it, or we feel the wrong way about it. Sometimes it's just best to go with the flow and only react when you need to, instead of pre-reacting, overreacting. Nah, there's no such thing as overreacting, especially when speaking negative. But just kind of go with the flow. Like, I made a video a couple of weeks ago about how new games are in competition with old games. And what I meant with that video is, for the last couple of weeks, we had the 2.0 release of Cyberpunk for the PSSR 2.0.
Yeah.
Today we got more announcement for Warhammer, Space Marines 2, and there's a whole bunch of games that are at the time the Xbox Space game came out, what the Starfield came out, and these are all old games, but yet that's what I was focusing my time on, not the new shit that was dropping. And that was basically the concept of the video. The reason I'm bringing that up is because it's like, there's so many games out there. I know not everybody has played them. My tastes aren't the same that they were 5 years ago today. They're definitely gonna be the same 5 years from now. If they are, shame on me. I should be expanding, not digressing or staying the same. There are so many good games out there. Games are like food. Yes, your steak of potatoes hit every single time, but imagine if you throw some sour cream in there or some whatever you like. That is just gonna elevate that plate. It's the same thing with gaming. So focus on that. Focus on the games, having fun, sharing that fun. But also don't be scared to criticize them. Don't be scared to speculate. It's just, how much time are we spending on people that speculate who are always wrong? That's really what I'm trying to say, is stop giving the time up to these people, to these businesses that have their agenda. They don't care what we say. They don't care if we want God of War fucking 27. If they don't want to do it, they're just not going to do it. And that it is what it is. You get what you get, and you're going to like it.
I thought you were going to say, and you don't throw a fit. I was like, that's right.
Or don't throw a fit. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm over here making shit up. Anyways, sorry to cut you guys off.
Nah, man. I fully agree. Like, and this is kind of taking a turn into the community, because that's why it's fucking exhausting. It's not honestly, I can deal with corporations doing corporation shit. I get that. That makes sense. What doesn't make sense is when they do the corporation shit and people look at it and are surprised that they're doing the corporation shit, or they champion it to a point that you're like, wait, you don't really know what this means. Like, Asha talking about, like you mentioned, Will, Asha talking about reviewing exclusives. Cool. Interesting. We're going to look into that. Okay, cool.
Yeah, they have no, and they made multiple weeks of topics off of that.
Correct.
And she said nothing other than, yeah.
Oh, they were
the
so
people
happy.
Who don't play these games any damn ways, mind you.
Yeah. So yeah,
from people who don't play the games.
Hilarious, right. Bro. And that was the same thing when I got on Kid Smooth, right? At one point when he was like, "Oh, I want Xbox to buy, to buy Square just to take the games away, not because I played them, because he admitted, he was like, I don't even play their games. I was like, bro, that is the weirdest energy I've ever heard in my life, bro. That is mad weird. Well, you don't think that's weird?
You didn't have to say that. We know that you don't play the games. I mean, fuck, look at his gamer.
Yeah, we definitely know.
Or look at that Xbox.
That's why he was walking around with 15 leeches on him in Returnal, wondering why his health was down.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, to be fair, in Saros, at one point I wondered why I kept getting corrupted. And it's because I didn't realize that I had something on me that said when you take damage, you take it in the form of corruption. I was like, oh shit. So, to be fair, read.
I mean, yeah, but when you got 15 on you, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, sure.
You might want to look into that.
Yeah. And you know what's crazy about that? When we see stuff like that, especially the some of the complainers of games, specifically the people, the social media people and the journalists, when they'll be like, "Oh man, yeah, this game is bullshit. The whatever in this game is fucked up. It doesn't work properly, or it's not as good." A lot of the times, I would say 7 or 8 times out of 10 is because they're not even playing the fucking game correctly, or they don't know the game. Like his move with the whole, you know, the leeches or whatever you call them. He didn't know. He didn't take the time. So the first thing he does is he goes and trash talk it, and because it sounds good to his brethren, they continue that trash talk because they heard it from Kid Smooth. Now they're making all these assumptions that he either played the game, he beat the game, or he knows how to. He's good at what he's playing, and they have that false sense of security that somebody did the work that they themselves didn't do. So therefore, they're saying has weight behind it. And you see that all the time, and things keep spreading from there on out. What do you think happens when the Xbox leadership is saying the same shit? They're taking that false sense of security. Asha said they're going to review exclusives, so therefore they have to be reviewing exclusives. As a matter of fact, right now they're talking about how to pull Halo away from PlayStation and Forza and mind you, I'm not making anything up here. These are actual things that have been said. Fable, we're going to pull them from PlayStation because obviously it makes a ton of sense. No, the time for Xbox to do exclusives was before they bought ABK and they had all those games from Bethesda and all those IPs. They should have taken a couple more years of losses right at the point where they actually were going to put some games out. But they didn't. They spent $80 billion on ABK. They accrued more debt. They spent more money, and the ship has fucking sailed. They saw half a billion coming in from PlayStation for their games. On mediocre games, FYI, the majority of that money came from Forza itself. What, you think they're going to turn back and say, you know what? Well, we're going to sacrifice that money on top of the other money and just bring back exclusives? Exclusives are important in gaming, absolutely, but not just any exclusives. You need exclusives that are good. And another quick thing that I'll say before I pass it on, I don't even know if this is a topic, thought about this, but Xbox does have exclusives. Just talked about Subnautica. What was the one you said in Nate? The one they picked up a couple years ago. The side scroller one.
Replace.
You can't replace.
Threads of Time is another one.
Threads of Time. There's a whole bunch of them, man, that you cannot play on PlayStation. Are they rocking it on Xbox right now? No. So just like PlayStation gets default exclusives, so does Xbox. Shit, till this day I don't understand why Space Marine 1 is only on Xbox. I had to play it on PC Game Pass in order to play that game because I can't play it on PlayStation. So they do have exclusives and they're not doing much with it. So when you start talking like that, then they automatically turn to copies, which once again, we don't know. And since when is a game being in the top 10 of fucking failure? And what list anywhere in the world is being top 10 of failure? Like, what? Ori, yes, Mr. Grimm. Ori, a great game. That's an exclusive to, well, actually it's on Nintendo Switch as well, but it's not on PlayStation. But that's an awesome game that you can only play if you're talking about the big boy console.
Yeah, like, and the crazy thing is they think exclusives don't matter still. Well, internally at least, is what it seems like.
Yeah.
Because
they want it both ways. They want it not to matter, but they want it to.
Right.
It's just ass backwards, man. That's why it makes no logical sense when these guys talk. Just the other day, I talked about PC, right? How I forget what the fuck I said about PC. Oh, when they pull the whole conversation with PC, PlayStation exclusives getting pulled from PC, I said, great. They don't. And Nate commented on it. Morgan commented to them. And they just bombarded me. Just picture like a dad coming home and he's got 15 kids and they actually love their dad, so they go attack him with hugs and kisses. That's how I felt, but not hugs and kisses, like kicks and punches and shit thrown at me. And one PC guy said to me, yeah, that's why on PlayStation your shit gets hacked. And I'm like, my guy, you're literally PC. All I gotta do is send a text to you via your fucking or DM just saying some anime tits and you click on it and I just took over your whole PC. And guess what? Your rig is way more expensive than my console. But the fucking hypocrisy to say, yeah, your shit gets hacked. anything that's connected to the internet gets hacked. And guess what? Your components are way more connected to the internet than my fucking PS5 console. You know what I mean? You're watching porn, fucking Netflix. You're doing all these things on there. And to throw that out there like it's a PlayStation problem just because it just happened to be PlayStation today, it's like, come on. It's just, it's not real and it's not honest. And I said that in a response to one of the guys. Because he said, I'm not reading all that when I responded about, you know, a couple
They never
games
do.
that don't sell.
That's usually when they don't have a real response.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like 3 games this generation alone sold over, I think 35 or 45 million copies for PlayStation. 3 games alone, which was Spider-Man 2, Ragnarok, and what? Like, I think Forbidden West sold like 10 million or something like that, or 8 million. So like 15 or 16 million. Spider-Man 2, some, I don't know, 20 million. I forget what it was, but it was like just those 3 games, right? And then they talk about attachment rates, and I'm like, it's just they use the wrong arguments for whenever it's convenient for them. But if we apply it, like, why? You know, we talk about this all the time. Square Enix, right? They're always saying that the game didn't get to whatever their plan was or goal was. It failed, basically, like it didn't sell as many. It's like, well, how many more do you need to fucking sell? You know, you sold 6 million, I think it was, with Final Fantasy 16. That's a success, and that sold over everything. But then one game on PlayStation, like Astrobot, that only sold 3 million, it's a problem. I don't know. Make it make sense, guys.
Well, I can't, and that's why it's exhausting. Because like we're looking at it and going, okay, now wait a second. If we look at this game right here, and that game costs $10 million to make, and it sells $80 million worth of copies, I don't care what the sales split is, the company made money. Like, because they're going to do fine. But we also look at a title like Sorrows. We're going to pick on that a little bit. According to data from a firm that nobody trusts, they only sold about 300,000 copies within the first couple days. Or about first week, whatever. It fell to the top 25 list of PlayStation sold titles. Okay, cool. It doesn't look like it's doing that great. That type of a game, though, if it actually cost them $70 million, that seems like a failure. Internally, is it? I don't know. If Housemarque gets shut down in the next 6 months, then yeah, we know it was a failure. If like there's certain things that these companies will lose money on and just move right along and keep going and keep studios open. Like, what I guess I'm trying to say is not every game is going to be a huge banger, right? Like, that's not something that happens. And Soros didn't cost $70 million just like Concord.
That's statistically impossible.
What is?
For every game to be a banger that PlayStation produces.
Oh, sure.
Like, that's just not a realistic thing. And just
but
to
man,
back up a
if
little
they
bit
ever
of
produce anything that's outside of the realm of just perfection, people get bent out of shape and are like, listen, PlayStation can give me a 7 or a 7.5 or maybe, yeah, they can give me a 7, 7.5 every once in a while. Because I just played 3 9s right before that. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, their track record's pretty damn good. 2 out of the 3 platinums 3 out of the 4 platinums I have are PlayStation exclusives. So, like, they do a good job. They seem to do all right. What were you going to say, Will?
Well, I just saw a documentary, or it's
Oh, you cut out on this.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you now.
Basically, it was a documentary on the whole show. And so they bought Subnautica, or the studio, for $500 million. Then they had a bonus. That they were going to get paid off $250 million. And I think we talked about it here. I can't remember. It could have been on mine, but we were like, damn, that's a lot of money. I can't believe they paid that much for Subnautica. But looking at the numbers, and mind you, this is a $30 game. The Subnautica would have started, or
it did great.
The studio would have started getting that $250 million bonus. For every $1 the game made, they would have got 3. As soon as they hit that 6 million copies sold or so, they would have paid off that $250 million bonus completely. So we're talking $750 million for this studio total with bonuses. Well, guess what? Subnautica just hit 5 million. They're about to clear out that kind of pay that they had set up for themselves between the publisher and Subnautica here soon, probably within the next week. That means that after that week moving forward, just about almost everything that game makes will go straight to the publisher. So the lawsuit happened because he felt like that was too high. He got taken advantage of, which once again, that was his offer. But the point is, when we're talking about money, think about this. Subnautica at $30 just basically made $700 or $250 million.
Yep.
Already. So do the math. If you're selling a game for 70, I understand cuts and percentages being, marketing and all this shit, but there is a ton of money in the video game industry. So 1 million copies being sold of whatever is still a shit ton of money. So when you see these 300,000 copies, yeah, that's just the first week. So imagine how well the game will do over time. Alan Wake took like 2 years to break even. Lords of the Fallen 2, same thing, took like a year and a half to break even.
That's what I was
Day
trying to
one
get
numbers,
to earlier, and I was just fumbling over my words. Sony's games have longer legs.
I just took the long route to say exactly
no,
what you were
because I
trying to say.
completely passed over it because I couldn't think of what I was exactly what I was trying to say, and so I was talking around it. You nailed it right on the head, man. Sony's games have longer legs than most. Horizon Forbidden West gained its main following off of Horizon Zero Dawn because of the $15 sale that happened 2 years after it was out. Like, I know personally so many people who bought it once it hit $15 after the DLC had come out and all of that. Like, that's when I remember people talking about it all over the place. And it's something to be said that, yeah, sure, let's say the first wave they get 500,000 copies. You're looking at $35 million. There's no 30%. Let's say they make $30 million off of that because that's their stuff. So you're now at 30 million. Next sale comes, you might hit this, you might hit that. Like, they have the ability, because I don't know if y'all have noticed this or not, Sony isn't discounting their first party games hardly at all anymore.
They slowed down the last 2 years on that.
Ooh, they have slowed down. I was thinking about that today. I was like, man, because I was like, you know what? I'm going to wait on, what was I going to wait on? I was like, I was going to wait on something. I think it was Death Stranding 2 that I was thinking about actually picking up today because I've been watching some other stuff on it. And
I love that game.
I was like, I'll just wait until it drops some or whatnot. And then I was like, wait, Sony doesn't drop their games like they used to anymore. They just they turned into Nintendo on that shit. Like, we're just gonna keep
Black Friday, you'll probably see the prices for the games that came out the last, probably right around the $45, $50 mark. Games that came out last year, maybe you'll see right around the $30 mark. After the 2-3 years, maybe $20 mark. But even on eBay, if you go buy a PlayStation first party game, they're not going to be the $10-15 that they were previously. You're going to be paying $20 and up. So even the value of those games have grown a lot. And mind you, I buy physical. I have over 700 physical games in my collection. As a matter of fact, in the next week, I got about 8 of them coming my way. So just mind you, with the amount of physical games that I'm buying, I am plugged in to fit the physical game market. It is incredible. People talk about stocks and 401ks and shit. I mean, I'm not your finance guy. I don't recommend this at all, but I'm just saying, maybe take a peek over here because I got games that I $15 that are not worth 60, 70. I mean, fuck that God of War, fuck Wild West game. That motherfucker's worth $60 right now.
Really?
Like, and I bought that thing for $15. Yeah. The first Alan Wake, I paid on sale, brand new, $20. It's $100 right now on eBay. Yep.
That's crazy. I didn't realize Weird West was that much.
Yeah. PS4 is cheaper, but the PS5 copy is, it's high up there.
I didn't realize that. That's crazy. Wow. Well, guys, it's tonight's show was kind of more just venting about the gaming industry and the gaming social media spheres, but that's what had me. That was what was mostly on my mind tonight. It was very ever since a couple weeks ago, it seems like as we get closer to summer, as we get closer to the game shows, we're in the season right now of the current gen where things are, and I put this in the show intro on the description, but it feels like we're at that spot where the market's going to start getting really volatile. People are looking for stuff to latch onto. They're looking for stuff to champion. They're looking for teams to get behind. They're looking for reasons to be excited. And right now, everything seems a little bit more heightened. We're coming into the gaming. We're coming into the game shows, where we get to see what's coming up. We're coming into these really exciting moments. But we're also midway to 3/4 of the way through the generation. Like, we're starting to get people talking about the PS6, people talking about the new Xbox machine, the Steam machine, Switch 2 just released last year. Like, we're in a very, very exciting moment. It's not like last year where everything was just kind of trucking along. We are like, there's so many avenues of gaming right now that are shifting and moving, and new things are coming for both of them on hardware and software side, that it's very easy. Sorry, go ahead.
We're at the point where if things would have been going how they always, PS5 would be selling for like $349.99 right now. Like, that would be the standard price. You know what I mean? Like, it's insane. But the other thing I want to say, because I don't think we're going to get to it, is I'm actually more excited about the indie showcase this year than previous years. I don't know why, but I just got a good feeling about it.
I was watching an indie show with Nate and somebody else in the chat. I wasn't actually, like, I was listening and then watching and then commenting a little bit, like chatting back and forth with them. But there was an indie show that they were doing that was, it was pretty good. There were a few things on there that actually kind of stood out. But it's like a Steam showcase that they were like 6-in-1 indie something or another. But yeah, there's game shows coming out all over the next month. And then after that, we'll play a few games, have a great time. Once September hits, boom, we're back into the swing of it with more game shows and stuff like that coming to let us know what's coming out the next 6 months. So, guys, long and the short of it, pick who you watch, pick who you listen to carefully, and pick what you give your attention to, man. Like, Corey in the chat earlier was talking about how he doesn't really get mad about the video game stuff anymore.
Yeah, he does.
He
gets mad at me all the time.
The principle of what he's saying is at least accurate. I would encourage folks to step back from situations that frustrate you or make you angry or whatnot because of something that somebody said on a screen that you have the ability to go, you know what? That's not worth my time today. It's healthy. It's good. And I promise, it's like a smoker who quits smoking and then talks about how much better food tastes. Because, it's that type of thing. When you take a break from the gaming socials, Hero could talk all about this. When you take a break from the gaming socials and what other gamers are saying, quote unquote gamers are saying you're supposed to be doing to qualify as a gamer, like, you free yourself to just enjoy gaming. Because you're no longer, even if you're like, well, I don't compare myself to anybody. Comparison is the thief of joy. Like, and even if you are actively not like, nah, man, I don't really do that. At some point, you are still allowing the opportunity for that kind of stuff to creep in. And I would say just take a break. Enjoy the games. Have fun with it. We have game shows coming up. We have 007 this month still. Or did it just release, didn't it? Or does it release next week?
No, 007 releases next week. We got Lego Batman tomorrow. Yep. We have Yoshi's and the book game. Yep. And I think that's it for the big one.
Yep. Coffee Talk Tokyo, not a big one, but $17 right now. Grab that.
Today. We also got, if you guys like Grand Blue Fantasy Reeling. Now that one is in July, but they're getting a big expansion, which is called something Ragnarok, I believe. So even the games that you may already own and you can't afford to buy a brand new one, hey, $30 will get you probably another 20-30 hours of gameplay out of that game, especially if you love it.
Yeah.
Space Marine 2 just dropped a new I forget what it's called, but the new mission for the PvE stuff that happened today, that's always free through them. So there's a lot of stuff to play. That's not including the shows like Thrifty was saying. I'm sure they're going to be dropping some shit day and date. We have the PlayStation Showcase coming, which will be, I think, on a Tuesday. Then the Jeff Keighley show, or I think it's the Xbox Showcase the day after or the day after that. It's like all within the week and a half. So I am sure there'll be some day and date stuff dropped between one of those 3 shows, at least 1 or 2 things, and not including, like how Thrifty mentioned, all the other things that were mentioned.
And if y'all don't like them and you can't find nothing in there to get excited about, please put the controller down, sell your system, and walk away. That's all I'm gonna say.
Literally.
If you go through the next
right.
like 3 weeks and nothing excites you, then you just need to stop. Like that's just
Take a break.
Loved having you. See you later. Have a good life. Speaking of that, guys, I do have a meeting first thing in the morning, and I got to be up an hour extra early, so I do have to cut this short. Will, let the good people know where they can find you.
You guys can find me at Will777JP over on YouTube and Will777JP over on Twitter or X.
Sick. That is what I have in the description below. Go check him out. He's at 4,000.1, I think, on his subs.
Yeah.
So go check him out. He's doing great things over there. Does a ton of content, ton of videos. Help him get bigger so he can quit his job and do what he actually loves to do and what he's really, really good at.
Hell
So
yeah.
go
So
take care of that
play a game
dude.
for 4 hours and do a full review on it. Hell yeah.
That's
let's
right.
do it.
That's right. You know, because once you actually become gaming as your full-time job, you can't believe how
You don't
busy
have the
you're
time.
actually going to be. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have the time
anymore. I don't fucking understand that. Anyways, thank y'all for showing up. I know it's on a Thursday. We don't normally do that. My birthday was yesterday, so we hung out with I hung out with the family. So yeah, that's why we postponed the show by a day. I just wanted kind of a quiet night at the house, so we did dinner and a movie, and it was great.
Nah, be honest, man. You're just so old that your bedtime now is at 45 p.m.
Bro.
Let's be honest.
Bro, lately
Gotta take it to the nursing home.
Lately, I've been going to bed around 10:15, 10:30, but I've been waking up at like 4:30. And so I have actually been enjoying morning gaming over gaming at night when I'm exhausted.
Dude, you're the second guy today that I heard them say that. Well, one guy was on social media, so one-on-one, but he said gaming or morning gaming is peak. Everybody's asleep, kind of like nighttime, except the sun is out shining. You get some vitamin. You're drinking your coffee. Like he said, it's pretty good. I'm gonna try it out. I'm gonna wake up next week. I'm gonna start it on Monday. I'm gonna wake up in the morning because I start work at 7. I work from home anyways, but I'm gonna try it because I do gaming in 2 hours. If I can't game for 2 hours at least, I don't game. So I'll start at 5, and that right before I start work, all I got to do is turn the chair around and log in. So we'll see how that goes.
That's what it has been with me. The coffee in the morning, I feel like fresh and alert, and I'm not dragged down by the 10-hour, 11-hour day I just put in out in the sun or anything. I'm not tired. My brain hasn't gone through mental exercises trying to find low voltage shorts and wiring. Like none of that's happened. It's just clean and fresh. And I'm there with my coffee. And right now it's great because Coffee Talk Tokyo, I was talking about earlier, is such a chill vibe type of game that if you are at all sleepy and start playing it, you will doze off with that controller in your hand.
Yep. I don't play that at nighttime. Nope. And I love it. I got the physical for both the games. Some biscuits, 2. I got them both. I'm waiting for the physical to drop for Tokyo, which won't happen till the fall. But whatever, I'm cool with it. But yeah, those games are just super chill, relaxing. And that's another thing too. If you have like gaming is such a magical thing, man. It can get you pumped up, motivated, or it could put your ass to sleep. Use it like how you would a medicine. If you have a cough during the day, then you take Dayquil. If you have a cough and it's nighttime, you take NyQuil. If you want to fall asleep, maybe some coffee shop, Tokyo. If you want to get up and go, maybe some Sorrows or Yakuza. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like that's so true too, man. The gaming absolutely, especially in a good title, can elevate your heart rate. Or, man, sometimes you are just so engrossed. I've fallen asleep before. So I'll tell on myself before we get out of here. I remember one time I was playing Final Fantasy X, and I got to, I think I was right outside of the lightning fields. And no, I was in Mount Gagazet. And in Mount Gagazet, when you're going through there the first time, leveling up and everything, right before you get to Ren's hotel, you end up, like, it's just the whooshing sound of the mountains and, like, of the snowy mountains. So you're literally hearing, like, this white noise the whole time. I remember I got done with the fight, and I just, like, sat there. And the next thing I noticed, I was waking up. Like, I literally just conked out because the white noise had, like, lulled me to sleep. And so, definitely.
You know what that does to me? Grand Blue Fantasy Relink, just the title screen, like the all white with the little bit of blue and the soothing music. Oh my goodness. Yeah, no, I have to hit X right away to get into the game, otherwise I'm fucked.
Yeah, that's why I bought the deluxe upgrade so I could get the 10 additional tracks in the art book because yes. And it was on sale. It was literally still cheaper than the base game at full price. So I grabbed it.
That's what I do.
And so the city tracks though are so much more lively than the other tracks that the AJ is the guy's name who does all the composing for it.
Yeah.
It's so much more lively that it literally changes everything about the game. Like you're no longer like you're engaged. You are there.
That's so fire.
It's really, really good. But yeah, and the stories
I didn't even tell you, bro. You should. Well, it happened to me, but I bought a vinyl, and so far I got the soundtrack to Cyberpunk, Death Stranding 2.
Oh, that's sick.
And damn, that one movie where Torn, the bicycle, the motorbike, the light bicycles, Tron. And it's got the 9 Inch Nails who made the album.
Oh, that's
dude.
Cool.
There's a report that I got to do every Friday. Normally it takes me about 2 to 3 hours to do. Bro, I just got it knocked out in an hour the other day by playing some of that music. I got the Expedition 33 record pre-ordered, and I can't wait till that one comes in. But man, yeah, stick. You know, there's so much more in gaming. Sorry to keep talking about it. It's just gaming is awesome.
I'm not responding anymore. I'm just not, because that wasn't even you. I just like pontificated and grandstanded for 5 minutes. That wasn't you. All right. We are going to get out of here. It is 11:15, and if I'm not up at 4:30 in the morning, I will be late. And so I have to go. Y'all have a good night. Thank y'all for showing up. Once again, Josh and I will be live next week as long as weather permits, or not weather, work schedule permits. We'll be finishing up Gears of War on Tuesday, and then the Tuesday after, we will be doing a gaming and recap of the state of play. It'll happen at a time where it'll just be ending about 2.5 hours before him and I would normally do gameplay. And he was like, hey, do you just want to cover it that night instead of doing the game? And I was like, what if we did both? So we're going to do both. We're going to pick a game, something that probably doesn't take a lot of brain power. And then we're going to discuss the state of play and all that. So super excited for all those things. Absolutely. Thank y'all for showing up, and y'all have a wonderful night, and I will catch you on the next one. Will, check out his stuff. Thank you for showing up, man. I appreciate it. I know I called an audible this week. And to Nate, thanks for dropping in, man. I was not expecting you tonight. Glad you could make it, dude. Go check them out on the Auto Players podcast. And yeah, that is it, guys.